Good morning, IWC. Welcome to Feature Fridays. Today's guest, special guest, once offered to invest and potentially co-sign a mortgage for Ricochet. This is true. Joining us all the way from the UK, none other than Lucy the Great from House GWP. It's great to have you, Lucy. How are you?
Lucy the Great. Okay, well, you've started off really well with that. Lucy the Great, I like that one. The co-sign in the mortgage, I'll sign it. They won't get any money. His house will be repossessed unless they can find enough cash down the back of my sofa. But yeah, fucking love Ricochet.
Absolutely.
Hello, hi. Yeah, I will guest on anything with anyone. I love the sound of my own voice. Just tell me when and where.
We love the sound as well. And we're once
And
again
I will
blessed.
keep the accent toned down as much as possible. However, if I do get too overexcited, the northern does slip in and it might be a little difficult to understand me. So please do tell me. Also, I'm shilling for the podcast for my boys, for the group chat wrestling podcast,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Shout
I will keep on as long as it doesn't annoy me. And look, I'm even wearing the jacket because it's a special occasion. I've got the Brandon Cutler jacket.
The Cutler jacket is the best. You may be the only one I've seen wear that outside of Cutler. So
Now, no, I have law on this. I was at the first London All In 2023, and I was sitting in the third row. And in that ringside section, I saw 3 other Cutlers. They were all together, and it was a bunch of a group of American blokes, and they were all in Cutler gear. And I ran to them. It was like in slow motion. It was like running across a field of wildflowers. I was like, oh my god, my
you
people.
needed a slow motion video of that. You needed it.
And we just hugged. We were like, this is what family feels like. And then they went back to America, and I never saw them
You
again.
bonded over Cutler, so you gotta at least appreciate that, right?
Yes.
All right, well, I guess we'll jump into a little bit of quick news. In the first one, I feel like it's only right to start with this.
Okay.
Our boy, Brett Vargas, got on Dynamite last night.
I know. Brett's a celebrity.
Yeah, at that _bald_bro. So that bald bro on Twitter. What did you think when you seen that pop up?
I was fucking furious. Full on tantrum mode. One of my other hosts on the group chat wrestling podcast, probably the most famous of all of us, Mark, Wrestling Mark. He and I were having a race to see who could get, and in my arrogance, I assumed it would be me or him that got on Dynamite first. And no, Brett just comes from behind and steals the win. So I pretended that I was pleased for him, but in reality, no, I'm plotting to get him kicked off the podcast.
So
yeah, if you want to apply for his position, just give us a call.
I mean, I can't apply for one of my brother's positions, but and I'll try to hide this from him so he doesn't see that.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell him not to watch. I'll tell him it was terrible. But yeah, secretly, I'm plotting his downfall because no, fuck that guy. But yeah, congratulations. That was amazing.
What do you think about them showing the tweets in general? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool, right? I like it. It's something new. And the little cynical part of me thinks that it's a way to counteract the whole fucking with the trending tweets. Because when you used to type in AEW Dynamite, it would autofill as Dynamite. But this is a way to get people to check, to make sure they've got the right tag and to get it trending. So yeah, it's pretty clever.
I agree, and I know what you're talking about. Some people would say that that's hoopla and not really happening, but I do find it a little unique that I can put AEW and put the D. Most days it will spell right, but when Dynamite's going, even if it's trending, I'll have to go back and make sure I didn't get the misspelled one that for some reason pops up. Little unique that they do that. But speaking of AEW, it looks like they're adding all their pay-per-views to Max going forward at $39.99, which is going to be saving people about $10 a month per pay-per-view in the US.
Pay? Is that what you guys pay?
Right now we pay $50.
Fuck it. Get yourselves a VPN and get on Triller, dude. We pay half that.
Yeah. Shout out to Stephanie McMahon for spilling the beans on that. Some people some people are getting a little familiar with it. But yeah, that's what. But people that's paying $50 a month, I guess it's better. Now you on Max, you're getting Dynamite, you're getting Collision, you're getting their library, and now you're getting their pay-per-views for $10 cheaper as opposed to at $49.99 or $59.99 in some places. So I guess that part is
Now
good.
you Americans are loading
I
TV.
also listen. They're trying to. Inflation is a mother bleep.
Oh, can we
That's
not
all I'll
swear? I'm
say.
sorry.
Oh, you can
Can
you
I?
can
I can.
absolutely
Can I
swear.
English swear? Can I call people
Yeah,
cunts? Is that all right?
you can say whatever
Brilliant.
you like. I could care less about the language. I'm not one of those guys. But on to some
Mhm.
good news. And I've seen a lot of people try to somehow flip this into a bad light, but Taz got inducted to the Hall of Fame for the 2300 Arena, which is amazing. I do I admire what he did, declining TV time and not wanting it. I also have one thing to say for people that don't believe that's true. You know, Tony would have loved to put that on TV. He didn't decide not to put Taz on TV going into the Hall of Fame when he went out his way to set it up for him without him knowing. But what is your thoughts on the whole situation? And shout out to
Yeah. Oh
Taz.
God, I fucking adore Taz. I was an ECW girl back in the day. I watched WWF as it was at the time when there was
Yeah,
nothing else. Then I jumped to ECW, watched that. When that went away, I just kind of abandoned wrestling. Then I went to TNA, and then yeah, I loved
yeah,
ECW, and Taz was he was just absolutely incredible. Yeah, he's up there with like Sabu, Raven, Rhino for like the absolute best of the best for hardcore. So yeah, nobody deserves it more. And they advertised that it was going to be on telly. The fact that it wasn't shows that Taz asked.
yeah. And I think I agree with what he's saying. I would have loved to see him on TV, but I'm not going to argue against his wishes. He's the legend, not
Oh
me.
god, yeah, I
You
can
know.
watch it online. It's not a problem. If he wants to do it standing on his head in a fucking tutu, it's Taz. He can do what he likes. Let the lad have his moment how he
Yeah.
wants to have it.
Do you think a part of him just didn't want to get
Oh
emotional
god,
on
yeah,
TV?
tough guy.
You know, Taz is strong. He don't want to. I don't think he
Oh.
wants to get emotional on TV.
Well, see, I haven't actually watched it yet. Have you seen it? Have they released it on social media yet?
I haven't got to watch it yet, but I did see when they announced it
Mm,
to him, and
I
I
saw
seen
that.
him. He already started
Yeah,
getting
we all
teary eyed.
came
I
out
did
in the
see that.
orange and Team Taz and like, oh,
Yeah,
what a legend.
um, amazing, amazing. And this thing, I don't know if you're particularly familiar with, because you know UK versus the United States as far as viewership, but on YouTube, so Ring of Honor on the Honor Club app
Mm,
had an issue during their pay per view. We're gonna get into the pay per view in a bit, but they had the issue where it went out. Not for me personally, mine stayed working fine, but they decided to add it to YouTube. Now, they have two versions up. The one they added, which was the live version that I believe started airing after the
yeah.
0 hour, it's up over 200,000 views. Then they added the full version with the 0 hour. When I seen it, I was like, "Oh, this is a bad decision because you have one at 200,000. I thought you should just maybe let it keep going." But they added right after the show the full version with the 0 hour and the show put together. That's now up to 197,000. So between the two, they have about 400,000 views on that show for a show that people said nobody cares about, right? Do you think it would be a good decision to look at that and maybe leave it on
I mean,
YouTube? Still leave the Honor Club up for people that want the
yeah.
library, but maybe air the pay per view.
You've got to think, yeah, maybe. I mean, I've been asking for Dark to come back forever. I want Dark to come back as almost an anthology show. They have their wrestlers turn up at different independents, film it, and put that together for Dark. However, I think
Nice.
if they can do it with Ring of Honor, that would be even better because then they've got their own brand. But again, you can have people rocking up from indies. You can showcase indie wrestlers on Ring of Honor. Yeah, fuck it, put it on YouTube. I mean, I don't know from a business decision, but from a I want to watch it selfish decision, do it. I'd love it. What do you think?
From a selfish decision, I completely agree. From a business decision, I think I agree as well because what I would look at is we don't obviously don't get to see how many people are part of Honor Club or how many people are paying for the $10 a month subscription, stuff like that.
I mean, I am.
Yeah,
So, but we get
I'm
you get
one
a
of them,
month free now because of the whole thing.
for sure. Yeah, we get absolutely a month free. So I am one of them. But what I was gonna say is, just say I'm just gonna ballpark a number. Say there's 50,000 people subscribe, which is a pretty good number, right? And I'm not sure there is, but say there was.
Mm.
How many months do you think it would take a TNA show on that streaming service to hit 400K on one show?
A
Like,
TNA show.
no, excuse me, not TNA,
Oh,
ROH.
oh, a Ring of Honor.
Yeah,
Fuck knows. A long time, I would say.
yeah. So what I'm looking at from a business perspective is one pay-per-view for a card that, I mean, I enjoyed the card. You know, a lot of
Mm.
people that don't watch, AEW or Ring of Honor personally might not know some of the wrestlers, but I love the card. So for a card that a lot of people complained about, 400K, I might look at it like, look it, the free pot, you might be able to draw a ton of eyes in. Because 400,000 people, I'm pretty sure you don't have that many subscribers. So you might have pulled in a year or two's worth of TV on that one pay-per-view. I think it's worth the risk to do it for a year or two to build the brand and then maybe go for a TV deal.
Absolutely. Look how many people are talking about Bandido now. About 5 times more than would have watched it have seen that match with him, and they might tune into AEW. I suppose, is it worth the loss of revenue for Ring of Honor? And I also want Ring of Honor to survive and thrive because I love it. I love Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
and I want it to do well. And for me, that means they need to get more eyes on it.
Mm-hmm. That's the part that I'm thinking about for the longevity. And I've never been one of the people that even speculate on the money AEW has behind scenes or what they lose versus what they gain. I personally don't care. As long as they're staying on TV, I'm just here for the wrestling. But with that being said, hypothetically, say for the first 4 or 5 years of the company before they got the big TV deal, they could have been losing money because he had a huge roster and he was doing huge events, stuff like that. And now they got that pot secure with the TV deal. I think that maybe a year or two, just be looking from the outside in of losing that the Honor Club money might be worth pulling in a huge TV deal for Ring of Honor 2 years from now if you get them, big on YouTube.
They have been looking for that TV deal. They kept the title on Jericho for a long time, hoping that would make it happen, and it didn't, which was a shame. But yeah, why not? Go for it.
I
And
put
Tony
it,
Khan can afford to lose money every day for the next 100 years and still keep it going. I don't give a shit. Apparently, yeah, they're profitable now. Great, hooray. Not my problem.
yeah.
As long as
It,
it's on the telly. Yeah.
one other thing I would say is, and we're gonna get back into both of these people in a second, but I put their two top champs against any company in wrestling right now.
Oh, God.
Bandito and Athena. Yeah,
She has carried that company. So many people have said, get her off Ring of Honor, get her on AEW. Well, okay, eventually, yes. But look what she's done in Ring of Honor. She's had some of the most amazing matches, some of the best storylines. The work she's done with Billy Starks is absolutely incredible. It's
absolutely.
not a downgrade at all. And now, yeah, she's ready. Get her on AEW, but still.
Yep, and now she's on both. So I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with it.
But
She's closing in on like 1,000 days, I think, as
yeah,
the
do you consider Ring of Honor their sort of what NXT is to WWE, like their developmental, or is it its own identity?
I don't think they've per se used it as developmental. So I think it kind of has its own identity because it's like a mixture of younger talent with older talent that some of them have crossed over, but for example, Shane Taylor Promotions, not
Mm.
necessarily, a young group, or the Kingdom. Like, I know we're seeing crossover, but what I think that I'm seeing and what I'm hoping for, outside of the people that are gonna get called up eventually, I'm hoping that they're showcasing some of this talent on AEW just to, kind of get more behind the TV deal, more steam behind it. I think Ring of Honor needs its own roster and to be its own brand. I did want them to be developmental in the beginning, but after watching some of the talent flourish there, I kind of
Yeah.
probably prefer for them to be their own brand. What about you?
Yeah, agreed. I like it to have its own identity. To start with, yeah, absolutely, you need that crossover. Sorry, it's too bloody warm here.
It's okay.
So I'm taking my jacket off. It's done its bit. It's been shown. Yeah, I think it needs its own identity at this point. It always did have. Ring of Honor has such a history. It was like I didn't want it to go down, and they haven't, but I was worried it would go down the route of ECW with WWE and become like a watered down version of its past self. They haven't done that. It's still been amazing wrestling, but I don't want it to become that. So yeah, keep it separate.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are really overlooking what he's even done with it to this point. Because I remember, you're like me probably. I was a Ring of Honor fan for a long time. So just getting towards the end of that company when it kind of went up into the air, and I feel like we've been watching an upgrade recently than what they was doing maybe even the last year or two of that company. And I see a lot of Tony ruin Ring of Honor. It looks to me like he's trying to pull them out the dirt. That's what I see.
I had stopped watching by then. I wasn't watching Ring of Honor when AEW started.
It was getting bad.
Yeah. So the only wrestling I was watching then was British Indies.
I mean,
yeah, and a little bit of New Japan just because of like being the elite. But I wasn't watching Ring of Honor.
Huge elite fan. I know that. One of the thing I want to, are you, first of all, new signing in AEW, before I get to the name, how are you feeling about the hologram? I guess we could say Sin Cara versus Sin Cara feud, or reverse Flash feud, and the rest of that they're bringing in to do that. I guess we'll get into him in a second, but how are you feeling about the story?
I don't know, because I claim to know a lot about a lot of different kinds of wrestling, but the one type I am ignorant on is lucha.
Yeah.
It's the thing I know the least about. But apparently this guy that they're bringing in is amazing. And if they're doing a sort of Scorpio Sub-Zero kind of story, I'm here for it. It could be absolutely fantastic. And I think that explains why they've been building Hologram up to be undefeated, because this guy's going to come in and be the one to try and, he has one weakness and it's like the evil version of himself or whatever. And Hologram, I like Hologram.
Yeah.
I'm not that bothered about talkers and that sort of thing. I like the flippy shit.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with the flippy shit. One day, I feel like he's gonna surprise us and talk. Maybe it'll be during this feud. I just wonder, do you think they're bringing in, because they're working? I feel like AEW's been working with DC and a lot of their partners. Do you think they're bringing in TV writers for this storyline?
No,
Not at all. You
I
think
think
Shannon is
I
in it?
think everything goes through Tony Khan now. There was a time when people had some say in their own creative, and I know they still have a say, like, Tony Storm and that doing her own thing with RJ City writing and that. But I think, no, I don't think he brings in TV writers. I think Tony Khan, he created Hologram. I think he's created this as well.
Yeah, I think people underestimate his two creations. One, I would say Beast Mortos, because they rebranded that, and then the hologram one. So the two that I believe he created their names, they're doing pretty well for themselves. One of them may or may not be in a relationship with one of the biggest stars in the world, but that's
he's done fucking well for himself, hasn't he? I met him at a show at I'll show them off at a Rev Pro show, whose shirt I am repping today.
Fire.
Rev Pro, you go check it out. It's an amazing British indie. The tits don't lie. Watch Rev Pro. It's fantastic. But I was there. Mercedes was defending. She is the Rev Pro Women's Champion. And Beast Mortis was there. And I met him and I bought a t-shirt. It's a really nice t-shirt. And I gave him a Mercedes Moné keyring that I made. He was really happy with it. And then he was talking. It was so weird hearing this human voice come out of the mask. And then he stopped and he sort of glared at me. And I was like, because he had the mask, but he gave me this. I was like, what have I done? And I looked down and I was wearing a Sapphire Reed t-shirt. Now and that's who Mercedes was wrestling that night. So I just squeaked and I ran away. I absolutely bottled it. I ran away from Beast Motors. I've run away from a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers. But
you get gunshot when you meet them.
Yeah, that was my shame. I ran from Beast Motors because I was wearing a Sapphire Reed t-shirt.
To be fair, he does look a bit scary.
He's massive. He's absolutely fucking massive. Some of them you see on telly and you're like, oh yeah, they're big. You meet them in real life and it's like, bloody hell.
Yeah, some of them is. Yeah, you'd be very surprised. I was when I seen Obafemi recently, I was like,
oh, he's a big lad, isn't he? Never seen him in person, but
what are they eating?
Other wrestlers. They've got to be. Look at the size of them; they're massive. Takeshita, he's the one that's scared. That like I was just looking up at him. I was like, my God, you're massive. Jesus Christ. However, one who isn't as big as I thought there would be is Megan Bain.
Yeah,
I was standing next to Megan Bain. I'm like, I'm taller than you. I'm 5'8". I'm not short. I stood next to Megan Bain, being like, bigger than. I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm bigger than And then I ran away.
I felt about Bianca Belair. I thought she was like 6 feet or something. But when first time I seen her, she wasn't that big at all. Not that she's small, but just not as big as she looks on TV. The wrestler that they're saying supposedly is going to fill in this Reverse Flash or Scorpion to Sub-Zero type role is Arez. I believe he was tag team champions, the Gali Lucha Libre tag titles with Hologram before, when he was Aramez, I believe was his name. And he also feuded with him for like, I believe, a year throughout different companies. But Arez has been in MLW, AAA, TNA, and he actually had a WWE offer on the table and chose to go to AEW. Yeah, I guess.
Oh, weren't they wanting him to work in AAA with, like, as part of the WWE branding? Is like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm going to AEW. I love that. It just proves that there are options for people now. WWE isn't it. It's not the be all and end all.
And he also kind of showed you how they play those options, because it looks like he got offered a contract and called and told them he got offered the contract, which got him probably more money in the counter contract that he actually wanted. Good for him. Smart business.
God, yeah. They need some sort of leverage because they're never getting a union. I think that's too international for a start, but I don't think they're ever going to get a union. So anything that gives wrestlers a little bit of leverage to do the best that they can for themselves.
To get a union, I feel like there'd be a whole lot of complications. You would need a whole lot of people that are in a whole lot of different places. It would be very hard to do. The next news, I'm not sure if you've seen this. You might have a little bit more news than me, but this got reported from Bea Priestley herself on That Sweet podcast, that before, this is when AEW first started. I guess 3 people. Tony went to a show. He's seen 3 wrestlers. He offered all 3 of them contracts.
Was one of them Kip Sabian? It was Kip one. Priestley was one, and it was the other one.
And the third one is Piper Niven.
Niven, that was
guess at the time had already signed a NXT contract. The way it was said, I guess you could put up for interpretation. It may have kind of sounded like she would have signed it, but it was too late. Kind of how I read between those lines. But obviously Piper went on to NXT. She did some decent things. Then they called her up. They did some terrible things.
Fucking Dewdrop.
I feel like the name tells you how disrespectful that situation was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now she's doing a little bit better. But I guess what I would ask is, I know you heard the situation. You heard about it. Do you think she made the right choice, saying she had a choice, or would you have liked to see her in the beginning of AEW?
I think she'd have been amazing in the beginning. She'd have fit right in. I think she'd have been fantastic. However, now I'm not sure she's essential. And also, nobody gets a 6-year deal on their first contract. Her contract has been up for negotiation and she has resigned. She must have. There's no way they signed. So she's obviously happy there. Didn't try and get in with AEW again. Early on, she'd have been great. I'd
Yeah.
love to see her and Nyla Rose go at it. Now, where would she fit?
Yeah, they're so stacked right now. They got
Yeah,
powerhouses. I guess that's where the problem would be. She would have been one of the first powerhouses. Now they
yeah,
got 10. It hard to be a powerhouse now.
yeah. I can name, off the top of my head, I could name 10 women they should sign. If they want powerhouses, Lana Austin is the one that they need to be signing.
That's a good thing. Nikki
Well,
Black.
I can name 50
Yeah,
actually, just from the British Indies alone. LA Taylor, snap her up. Nightshade. There's a million that they could say. It's gone from 10 it's to 50 to a million now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I like Piper Niven. I actually do. I do rate her. I think she's good, but she's not needed.
Yeah, I think if Piper goes to AEW in the beginning, she's potentially their first AEW Women's Champion or one of the top few to have
God,
that
yeah.
championship, and probably would have a totally different career now. Whether she decided to jump ship and go to WWE or stay in AEW, I think she'd be a big star right now. I think her trajectory is like she's stuck in the middle now because I don't know if WWE sees her like that. And
Mm.
AEW, I don't even think would work right now personally for her. That's just my opinion.
I would love to see her. There's a few actually I would name. I would love to see them be able to do what the AEW wrestlers do and have an excursion somewhere like Stardom or Marigold in their case,
Yeah,
or the British Indies, obviously, because I love that.
yeah,
And just get the reps in somewhere else. They might fall in love with a new style, you know.
yeah. She needs a whole new presentation. Like right now, they do have a chance with her because where they have her wearing the suits and it's kind of like the old corporation, but she's just a
Mm.
herbalist. I feel like when she comes out of that suit, you have the opportunity to completely rebrand her. It just
Yeah.
comes down to if they decide to make her or look at her in that light, I guess would be the best way to say that.
And that's the thing with WWE. It's always they're, like you said, rebranded. Because they've always got that brand. They've always got that massive W look. It's like they do with the belts. They take a nice looking belt and they stick that massive W on it. It's what they do to wrestlers. They take a wrestler, they slap the WWE logo on it and brand them. So anything that Piper does now is going to be what they give her. I just
It's,
think a bit of time away doing her own thing to show what she can do when she's given the freedom.
yeah, I think a lot of these wrestlers when they leave, you kind of see the best of it. Actually leads into my next thing that topic that I'm gonna bring up. Shotzi's killing the indies right now. He's
Fucking
badass.
amazing.
Yeah, what do you think
Um,
about her indie run?
Incredible. I got to meet her at Progress. I was doing some. I was actually there just as a guest at Progress. I wasn't doing like press for anything for them this time. I was just there watching as a fan, and
Yeah.
I got to meet Shotzi. She's absolutely lovely. She was doing the. Anyone who has been to a Progress show knows that during the interval, there is a conga line always breaks out around the ring. Often led by the wrestlers, they will come out and conga, and Shotzi doing the conga with one arm in a cast. She's
She
just
just seems like the
absolutely
best.
killer. She was amazing. She was lovely. Her energy was perfect. She saw the conga line and her face just lit up in delight. She was like, "Holy yes, this is what I'm here for!"
Yeah.
And off she went. It was like,
I think
"Go and laugh, enjoy
I
yourself."
said this when she got released, and I didn't know she was gonna go on this outrageous indie god to what she's doing with Cardone. Like Cardone is the guy to mess with if you're in the indies. He's leveling up stuff out here.
She
But
got she got him. I'm
yeah,
Team
but
Shotzi. I
she's
love Card. I think Cardone's amazing what he's done, but Team Shotzi.
for sure, for sure. I'm Team Shotzi too. Let me clarify that. But she was my most likely pick. I think I was being a little biased because I wanted her in AEW. But before the
Mm,
indie run, I said she was my most likely pick to end up in AEW. People went
agreed.
crazy because of the Jericho situation, which we'll talk about this the second. May not even want to be there no more. May not want to be, but may not be there anymore going forward. But I didn't think that would be an issue. Due to I don't think Jericho holds those type of grudges, especially not with a young woman. I don't think it would have been a problem. Now, after seeing what she did on the Indies and believing this is what Will Ospreay said they kind of want to see before they sign you, would you like to see her in AEW right now?
Yes.
I think I know the answer.
Yes. I would. I'm not going to say they need her. I don't think they need to sign anyone, but if they're going to sign one of them, Shotzi is the one. Shotzi or Isla Dawn is the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Isla Dawn,
absolutely.
I think she'll get
She
in
was,
there.
yeah. She rocked up in Glasgow when I was there for that. I was at the Glasgow taping for Dynamite and Collision, and she got such an ovation. We're absolutely delighted to see her, and she was excellent. So yeah, it would be between her and Shotzi.
Did you see the pure joy on Isla Dawn's face when she came out? You could see she's happy, right?
Yeah,
Freedom.
and that's what I think AEW need. They want people who want to be there, not people who are just going to get back to WWE. Because a few have said, I'd like to go back to WWE one day. Great, I hope they do. But AEW isn't the path. Shouldn't be the path to WWE. It should be the path to AEW.
So basically, what you're saying is what Mero just said this week is exactly what they're trying to avoid. People that think like that.
Who was that? Who was it said that?
Mero. He just said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You see, I know
Oh,
you
I've
see.
done everything I can there. I was the best. I was like, best
You
where?
did nothing.
You were good, yeah, great. The Redeemer had some real potential behind it, but dude, no,
But
come on.
the part that had me said, but he knew he was better than everybody. He knew he needed to go back to WWE. But if you go back to the beginning of his statement, he said that he found his confidence and everything back in AEW. So where did you lose it at?
Yeah. Oh, thanks for that. It's like the Punk thing. Punk sat on his sofa for how many bloody years? Got
Yeah.
ghosted by Vince McMahon when he wanted to go back to WWE. People don't talk about that he tried to go back when Vince was there.
Yeah.
Rocked up in AEW, remembered that he loved wrestling, got all his confidence back, and then off he fucked. Which, it's maybe an unpopular opinion. I think Punk was a net good for AEW. Bringing him in at the time was the right thing.
Yeah.
But you don't need that now, Jesus. You don't need people who are just there as a stopgap to get back to. I'm trying not to call it the Fed because a lot of people get mad about that. Even though I was watching it when it was the World Wrestling Federation. That's
Some of
why
them
I
don't
call it.
understand that where that comes from. They just don't get it.
It's just the older fans like me that remember as a kid it was the Federation.
Yeah.
It's still the Fed to me. It's always going to be.
Yeah. I had to explain that to a couple of people. They was like, why do people call it the Fed? Now I don't particularly use the term, but I had to explain to them, like, you do realize it was the World Wrestling Federation at one point until the wildlife came in and threw an axe on the F, So
yeah, then pandas came in and just said, "Fuck you guys, now it's ours now." So because I'm old enough to remember it's what I call it. I try not to use it too much because I know it bothers people. But also, fuck the Fed is my. I'm not. No.
Hey, look, you're here to speak your piece. That's what we're
A bit
doing.
of fun tribalism. I don't think there's anything wrong with it in as good-natured tribalism. Good-natured jokes, poking fun at each other. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And that's why I said off air, people don't know how to have fun anymore, because you can have complete fun. It's like, ragging on one of your friends about their favorite football team that you think stinks or something. But it doesn't have to be as serious as some of these people take it, where they're breaking keyboards and probably throwing laptops. It's like, chill.
They're fucking expensive. I saw somebody burn their Cody Rhodes t-shirt when he went back to WWE. I was like,
Jesus.
perfectly good t-shirt. I'll spend a fortune on merch.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah. I
fucking
mean, I'm
burning
not
any
wearing
of it,
$50
Jesus.
t-shirts. I'm wearing it till it gets holes.
Yeah? Bloody hell. And then when it gets holes, I use it to line my rat cage. Yeah, I don't burn things. God, it's a bit much. I understand having a problem with the company, any, business decisions and things the company do. But when you start on the wrestlers, like, they're just doing a job.
For sure, for sure. I do want to ask you one thing about Punk, because he was brought up, and I don't think I've ever seen your opinion, which you've probably dropped this 1,000 times, but I do want to ask.
Okay.
Do you think that when he maybe not the first week, because he looked genuinely happy to be back at wrestling in the beginning, but do you think there was a point at some point within his amount of time there where he knew he was gonna try to get out to get back to the WWE because he knew he made himself valuable to them again?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. I think as soon as he realised that he wasn't in charge,
Yeah.
I think he thought he would be welcomed into the AEW locker room as a leader, the hero. We would all get behind him. They'd kick Colt Cabana out. They would be like, yes, Punk, you're our, you're everything we've ever wanted.
Yeah.
And he wasn't. And I think almost from like, even if it might even have been day one, because he did try to get back to WWE before he turned up in AEW. He got in touch and was ghosted.
Yeah. And he did the Fox show.
Yeah. So this was his revenge tour. This was a spite debut in AEW, I think. I give Punk a lot of shit. I really, really give him a lot of shit. There's a I get a lot of shit for it as well. I got death threats after the first London All In because I took a sign and it got shown on TV after after Samoa Joe dumps Punk on the barricade. You can see me holding up a sign that says Pepsi is a soft drink. Well, that's me, and I'm wearing a fucking Brandon Cutler suit, and the guy got fired. That was the night he got himself fired. And of course, I got a lot of shit for that. I was like, people were so mad. It was a joke. I was a Punk fan, but I was Team Joe. It was because of course I'm Team Joe. It's Joe. You could be fighting my nan and I'd be Team Joe. I'd be like, yeah, fucking get her. She got a week back. Go for that. But yeah,
sleep, Joe.
Yeah, go on, Joe. She got arthritis. You've got this. Go on. But yeah, so I do give Punk a lot of shit.
It's alright. I think he knows he deserves probably a lot of the shit he gets.
Fucking does. Saudi, bloody turning up in Saudi Arabia. I didn't think he'd go until they showed the video. I thought they'd pull an injury angle and have him not go.
I think from the first day he talked to them, they told him, brother, you're going to Saudi. I think they
agreed. Now now I think you're right. That was part of the deal. But I didn't then.
Probably because it's a power. I feel like it's a power move.
This is absolutely. Vince McMahon's doofus son-in-law is getting his revenge. And that to me says that Punk was desperate to go back. If he agreed to that, knowing what it would do to his reputation, that says that's what he wanted to go back. And now his missus is coming back, I guess.
What'd you say?
Now his missus is coming back, isn't she, AJ Lee?
That was the next thing I was leading into. So rumors are AJ Lee could be returning. I mean, we've seen. Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but I feel like it was we've already seen this before with two other people recently, but we just seen Becky pretty much smack the fire out of Punk to the point where she started throwing little pushes. It got a little awkward, but she did smack him up. Punk threw a couple of subliminals, and it looks like he's bringing the missus back. It looks like AJ Lee could be skipping around the ring again very soon. Was you an AJ Lee fan when she wrestled, and what are your thoughts on that?
I wasn't really watching it that much. I checked out of WWE during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
A lot. And I didn't really go back because people say, oh, you wouldn't survive the Attitude Era. I lived through the Attitude Era. I didn't fucking like it then either.
Yeah.
But even though I wasn't a Divas fan, I do respect what AJ Lee did in a time when she wasn't the look they were going for.
Yeah.
She didn't fit the mold of a lot of the women that they were pushing.
Yeah.
But she did it despite that. And I wish her return wasn't about Punk. I wish it was about her. I hope they make it about her coming back, not about his wife coming back.
I think what she should do is come back, do the match, then turn on Punk for dragging her into it.
Oh my God.
We're just doing on-screen stuff here, so I think that's the best way to go. Just instantly, I think they're better apart on TV than they would be together. That's just how I feel. I think you probably agree with that.
Well, I didn't know I wanted that until you've said it now, yeah. I'll take that. Give the woman a bit of a spotlight on her own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do the match. It depends, yeah. A lot of it depends if she can still go in the ring. I won't be watching. I don't watch WWE. I'll catch the odd clip.
Yeah.
If I do watch anything It's just in clip form. Usually, I don't watch the full shows. I do
Okay.
have Netflix, but I think I've let it expire, so I don't have it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't really know a lot of what's going on.
Doesn't matter.
I'll maybe check out. Yeah, I'll maybe check out some clips of her match just to see how she's got on.
Yeah.
But I'll be watching All Out
I
and then
do
going to
believe
bed.
she did a little bit of wrestling for a TV show, but I don't know how much
Yeah.
in-ring work she's done in the past. I mean, I think it's been like over a decade, it has, at least.
I just wish they were bringing her back because she was ready or she wanted, not just to fucking spite AEW if that's what they're doing.
Yeah. I feel like AEW wanted to bring her back the whole time he was there. So I wouldn't say that with her it's actually spite, but I feel like the
Just to
engine.
counter program, they're gonna have everybody, but they're gonna run out of people to bring back. Unless they're gonna fucking Weekend at Bernie's Hulk Hogan, then they've got everybody back that they can get back. They've done everything they can to counter program. Well, good luck.
Hey, it is what it is. Now, one other thing I found funny while we're getting into ridiculousness, we might as well stay on the topic, and then I'll say we'll end it on a good note, and then we'll get into the ROH stuff because I
Okay.
know we've been on here for a little bit. I don't want to keep you up too late.
Oh, you're all right. Go on.
This right? What did you think? I found it. I mean, the story. Forget about the comments first. The story, how the gummy bears. We'll talk about the gummy bear spot at the pay-per-view with the Young Bucks. I know why they was there. I seen the beginning why they was there. It goes along with the Matt and Jeremy, these guys again. The music flops. The explosions not working. Yeah, the umbop.
I was
All,
in bits.
all
I
that.
was there for that. I was on the ramp. I was a
Did
bit
you
far
pop?
back, but I was.
Did you pop?
Oh God, yeah. When we all realised that it was Mbop, the entire crowd was on its feet. I don't think any of us realised how many of the words we know. Turns out I remember the words to fucking Mbop. We all do, all that nonsensical chorus. Every single one of us in that building knew it. And Kenny in the ring like this. And we're like,
Yeah, that was the best part. The Kenny dancing, right?
it was fantastic.
But that song has been programmed into brains. All you got to do is put it on, and you know it all again.
Yeah, it's there. It's there, ready. I'd obviously kept it in my brain for this exact moment. It was there, ready. Should it be needed, and it was needed.
Yeah. So we know the whole story behind the gummy bears, and nobody got dropped on the gummy bears and sold the gummy bears. So there wasn't nothing crazy about it like that.
No, fucking
But
sold the gummy bears.
But King Booker, of all people, King Booker, and I say that of all
King of fuck all.
Yeah, because King Booker, I mean, some people like his commentary, which is questionable. I don't really like his.
No, I don't. I think it's one step up from Jerry Lawler yelling puppies every 5 minutes. I don't like his fucking commentary.
Yeah, I feel like he's like a level up from Jerry Lawler. Like this is like I feel like he's getting like a little bit too extreme. But his comments on the gummy bears was, even though he admits he doesn't watch AEW, similar to how you said you don't watch WWE, right? So he doesn't watch it. But the CU, you're honest about it. I mean, his podcast when he booms, his podcast is typically over AEW takes, and he doesn't watch it. So he says the gummy bear spot is a reason why he doesn't watch AEW. And this is coming from a man who has had, I believe, flower spots in supermarkets and maybe milk or orange juice, something like that, carriages. He did the whole King Booker when he was, I mean, that King of the Ring. After that, he just kind of turned it into a joke, right?
Yeah, he had a match about over fucking shampoo, a Japanese shampoo commercial.
Yeah, I like that. He's done some stuff here now, right?
No, he can shucky ducky fuck off. He's got absolutely no room to talk about goofy spots. And it wasn't goofy. What it was rebellion from the staff. It wasn't a silly spot where the pretended gummy bears hurt.
Yeah.
It was, oh no, they've messed it up for us. We don't have the weapon that we thought we'd have. Now we're gonna get hurt. It was sabotage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was them thinking they had raises and then realizing the staff gave him a big fuck you. So
Fucking gummy bears.
that's
My
basically
husband sat next to me, was like, "What a waste of gummy bears. He could eat." It's like, he was more bothered about the gummy bears than he was about the books.
now.
Who cares?
I mean, I was laughing. I was enjoying it, especially when Will actually picked a few up and ate them and smiled at the
Ah,
crowd. Like
nasty little bastard Osprey. They've been on the floor.
stepped on, slammed on, all types of stuff. He
The
just
lad eats Nando's. He's fine. He's fine.
he didn't care. He was like, "Is that a green
Fine.
and a red?" He was like, "It's
I eat
almost
some. The yellow
Christmas, right?"
ones are the best.
Yeah, no complaints there. And
No, I think Booker T. I can't blame the lad. I mean, if I was getting paid as
yeah,
much money as I'm sure he is by WWE, I'd shit on AEW as well. I
absolutely.
would. I'm for sale. My my integrity is absolutely for sale. I'll shill for a free hat.
Yes, I hear you.
It's his job, but I just that was just, it was so obvious that he was trying to find something to be annoyed about, so he just resorted to making shit up. You can
I
find things to complain about, I'm sure you can,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
to just make up things to hurt your own feelings.
Yeah, he can't. Some of the stuff he says, I think is in full fledged. Like I think some of these podcasters, WWE ones mainly, and I think some of the other ones are starting to learn that this might be a way to promote yourself too. They're in full fledged gimmick mode. It's a
Yeah.
gimmick, so it's you can't really take everything they're saying for face value. It's kind of like what they're gonna say, expect it,
Mhm.
you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're still in character, and he's paid by WWE. It's
Yeah,
his job.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's getting a big salary. Probably has a Legends deal, a podcast deal. That's
God,
probably
I hope he is, because doing that for free would be fucking embarrassing.
yeah. And he got. I mean,
Yeah.
I wonder if a Legends deal and a commentary deal goes together. They're two separate deals. He might have three deals from the
Yeah.
WWE. So he has three big reasons every week to be like, look at AEW it sucks. Gummy bears.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing over there.
Yeah, he must be getting some money for the podcast. I hope so. Anyway, my my great auntie Ethel used to say, "Lucy girl, always get the money before you ride the dick." And if he hasn't, well, then she'd be turning in her grave if we
He
haven't
got the
committed her.
money. He got the money for sure.
Yeah,
But
of course he
off
has.
of all the wild stuff that's going on over there,
Okay.
I ended in a good note. Well, a good but sad note. There's rumors going around. It was reported by WrestleVotes Radio that tomorrow, when this is, so today, we'll just say for the show purposes, is going to be probably seen as last match on SmackDown. And now,
Oh,
you're counting down now his last SmackDown, last Raw, last match, etc. And I do want to give Cena a shout out.
hmm.
Out of all the craziness over there, I'm sure we could both appreciate John Cena. Yeah, what would you like to say about that situation?
I think he's gone out on his own terms. I wish they'd done better by him with that heel turn. I really do. I I never want people to turn heel. I didn't want Cody to turn heel in AEW. I didn't want Cena to turn heel back then. I like the good boys. I'm a very traditional wrestling fan. I cheer the good guys. But if they were gonna turn Cena heel, they could have done so much better with it. I'd rather they'd left him babyface the whole time and just never had him turn. I'd rather he was the one that never went bad.
I,
Um,
I don't disagree.
but they fixed it. They've put him, he's a good boy again. I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah, he needed to go out as it kind of from in looking back at it, a short hair run after so many years of being face. Maybe they did it to just make him go out one time. Kids cry, kids smile again, and go out on
Yeah.
top. Like make it down before you go up. But I think the feel good moment probably would have been if he just stayed face the whole time. I don't think he needed to go here. And one thing to add in about Cody, I think if Cody turned heel in AEW, he would have ended up the champion and stayed there. The fans booed him out.
Right.
Then
You're right. You are absolutely right. but I still I like the good guys. I hate it when I can't watch when they fight each other. I have not watched that bit where the Bucks, when they went after Kenny
Yeah,
before he was out for a while and they hit his stomach and he had the blood coming up.
yeah,
I closed my eyes. I still haven't watched it.
yeah. That
I'm
was a bad
terrible. I
one.
can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm a
I,
pussy.
it's tough for me when they play out for real injuries. Like
Yeah.
I don't mind the dramatics, but it's like when you know he has a stomach injury, stop throwing elbows
Yeah.
in his stomach, man. Stuff
That's
can
more
happen.
stressful for me than the bag over Brian Danielson's head. I watch every episode with Squishmallow. And when
Yeah,
it gets tough, I'm like this. And I won't look again until my husband has told me that they're at least breathing. I'm like, is he okay?
that's
Is he
great.
okay? Is he okay? And I'm hiding behind my comfort Squishmallow.
That that's great. That's great for sure.
I'm a grown woman hiding behind a plushie. I'm an absolute
That,
pussy. I'm not built for
that's
this at all.
like,
But yeah,
listen,
Cena. Sorry, the ADHD is kicking in. You have to keep dragging me back on a topic. I'm
it's
sorry.
okay.
Cena. The heel turn, it could have worked. If they'd made it work, I would be eating my words, but it didn't work. So
Yeah,
I'm just here going, I told you so. It should stay good.
yeah,
Wouldn't it be nice if everyone was nice?
it would be. It
Yeah.
was a failed experiment making him go here.
Yeah.
It's still gonna be tough to know that he's going away.
Yeah, it is. And they got that moment out of it. And I think that's what WWE deals in. People
Yeah,
say AEW doesn't tell stories. I don't know what the fuck they're watching.
yeah, that's great.
AEW is more like long-term character development tell stories.
Yeah,
WWE is more like surprise, moment, big moment, surprise, flashy light.
yeah.
It's not as cohesive. And I think that's what they went for with the Cena heel turn. And they got that. They got like a lot of discussion over it.
And I think WWE is this is I think a big difference. I think you nailed it, but WWE is more in your face, let you know what's gonna happen, give you what you're expecting. AEW is more you might have seen something last year that doesn't even take place till it's kind of like this is the beginning of the book, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting the end till we decide you get the end. There could be 6 chapters in between where you didn't notice it was a story, but it was.
I mean, look at now, we're only just now getting Kenny and Hangman versus well, maybe not because Kenny's off to
Yeah,
Japan for a bit.
yeah,
That was just reported today on, sorry, I'm spoiling Fightful Select. I
yeah.
pay for it, but probably shouldn't be spoiling it, but I am. Kenny's off to Japan for a while. So I guess we're not getting Hangman and the Kenny versus the Bucks, but we will be when he gets back. And that's been like years in the making.
Yeah. It definitely is. And anything with the elite, take my money. I'm all
Oh
in.
yeah,
So
absolutely. And I'm an elite shill,
for
definitely.
sure. Me and you both. Now I guess what that I do want you to do this.
What am I doing?
Actually, hold on. Let's save this car. I'll give you the floor at the end. Let
Okay.
me add this over here. I'm gonna adjust one thing for you. Hold on
Okay.
1 second. Yeah, it fits better right there. All right. So I guess what we'll dive into next is just a little bit of the Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view. I'm just gonna give a quick rundown on the winners, and then I want to know your thoughts, match of the night, things like that. And I know there's someone in particular you want to speak on, so you have the floor for as
Yeah.
long as you like. But we had the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, which on YouTube, I said earlier, is if people can fact check this. They have 2 of the pay-per-views up, both on from the Ring of Honor official YouTube. They have the show without the 0 hour, which was put up there live, over 200K, and they have the added version after the live show with the 0 hour special guest right there as well. But we do have the
Big Ring
0
of
hour
Honor fan.
absolutely added to the
Come on,
show.
Mandy Dog. There you go.
Bandy Dog.
So nice.
But
Nice.
that also pulled in, I believe, 197K last time I looked at it. But as far as the show, we had Ishii and Hologram defeat the Premier Athletes. We had a new trios champs with STP when they defeated Sammy and the Von Erichs. We also had Sammy jabbing the Von Erichs on Twitter after the match. Aminata defeats Taya. We had a Deanna Perrazzo return with a stare down with Aminata. Shotty Lee and Blake Christian defeated the Kingdom. Moriarty tapped out. I'm gonna try not to botch this. Shelwa, I believe is how you pronounce his name, to retain the pure title. We're going to talk about this match right after this, but QT Marshall defeated Hauser, which, oh my God, that match was amazing. Now,
Yes.
after that, we had Sammy picking his tag partner to get the ROH tag titles. He actually joined LFI. Roosh comes out. They defeat the Outrunners. I believe everybody had the Outrunners leaving with those titles. But Sammy Guevara and Roosh pulled the swerve, leave with the titles. Bandito and could be a match of the year contender, defeated Hechicero. And we had a Blue Meanie sighting. Speaking of
Yeah.
ECW earlier, we had Blue Meanie out there in
Lovely
the
Blue
Athena
Meanie.
entrance, and Athena defeated Mina to retain the ROH Women's title. Now, I guess the first thing we'll bring up, let's get right into it. How about Paul Walter Hauser and QT Marshall? What about that?
Hauser is incredible. Like, he's a wrestler. I don't always like celebrities being wrestlers. I think sometimes it's not the safest thing to do, and they maybe don't take it as seriously, and they take time away from the people that train. But there are examples of people who have gone from being fans, from being celebrities in other ways, and Paul Walter Hauser is just, he is right up there. QT Marshall could get a good match out of me.
Yeah.
Like, he's that good. QT is so underrated. He's absolutely incredible. But Hauser has put the work in. He feel like he loves and respects wrestling. He's also the Progress Proteus champion. He had a really fun match with Bullet, Crowley, and Simon Miller, my other favourite sort of celeb turned wrestler. And the lad is just putting the work in. If he wanted to go full time into wrestling, I would not complain.
I agree.
Yeah, so it's not just the QT effect, because QT makes everybody look good. Hauser himself has put the work. Yeah, he's not. He still does have to be sort of led through the match a bit by someone more experienced.
Yeah.
But when you think of how little he's actually done, he's incredible.
He is. One thing I want to make sure I add into, and you know they trust QT because every time they need someone like a Big Boom AJ and they're gonna put him in the ring, it seems like they always add QT because they know that he knows what he's doing out there. I guess I would just wish that they give him a shot, which I believe is why he left the first time. I think he could be, especially with he's a great heel. Like, I feel like you can really use him as a mid-card champion or push him a little closer towards the top of the card. I mean, if you used him right, he got the wrestling ability to be at the top of the card. I guess I would say where they trust him so much, and that's evident, why doesn't he get what he wants in the push? What do you think's holding it back?
I think it's. I don't want to. I don't know. I absolutely see what you're saying, and I don't know, but mid card I think would be best for QT.
Yeah.
But who does he replace? Who is who is he better? Would you take Kyle Fletcher's TNT title and give it to QT Marshall? Really? Would you?
I wouldn't do that.
Is he as good as Kyle Fletcher? As
Not
the
right
other TNT titles, as Jack Perry, as Daniel Garcia. He's excellent. His wrestling ability, yes. But has he got the... I don't know. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I didn't like QTV very much.
Yeah, that
I loved
was
Harley
good.
Cameron on it. I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, she's amazing.
They just have never managed to hit. Nothing he's done so far has managed to really hit. Maybe Ring of Honor would be the place to
That's
push
what
him.
I was thinking, maybe, because I feel like you give him a trial run in Ring of Honor and see actually what he can do with a push, and you might be intrigued to see what he could do on AEW after, or you won't, but at least you get an idea.
Yeah, let him develop something on Ring of Honor that just hits and connects, because that's what we haven't had from him yet, I think. And I fucking adore QT Marshall. He's in my top 10, I think, most valuable wrestlers in the world. If I was starting a company, he's one of the first I'd ring. I'd ring up and be like, we need you.
Yeah, I think he was doing what MJF is doing in Mexico now before MJF, because he was working with Conan in AAA before, while in AEW. I believe they gave him a title too. This was before the WWE stuff. And he was an amazing heel out there. It's like, so I feel like that's kind of his niche.
I'm gonna look that up because again, I've said I know very little about Lucha. It's not my area, but I love QT. I'm gonna go and find that.
That's honestly what opened my eyes to him, because I seen him go out there to Mexico and have some matches that wasn't like the short matches or kind of matches in AEW where he's typically on the losing end, and he was winning matches. There was pretty good matches. He was getting promo time, and I believe he was killing it out there. Like, I loved it. It made me a fan of it. Like, that's where I
Okay.
became a fan.
I'm gonna go and check that out.
Definitely check it out. But I guess we're gonna get into this. I want you to give me your match of the night, which I know what it's gonna be. I believe. I think
Yeah.
if I was betting, I'd probably have an idea. And I want you to tell me whatever you need to tell me about the rest that you want to talk about. But let's go from
Okay.
there.
Anybody that says their match of the night was anything except Bandido Hechicero, I'm going to call them a liar to their face. It was absolutely incredible. Bandido's in the conversation for Wrestler of the Year. They won't give him that, the PWI, because they rate it in kayfabe,
Yeah.
and they don't rate Ring of Honor as high for some reason. But he's absolutely in that conversation. Hechicero is magnificent. I first saw him wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. at a Rev Pro show. And the crowd at the end was on its feet for him, chanting, "Please come back." We were begging the guy, "Please come back." And then he signed with it, AW. And it was just magic. And the fact that they gave this away for free, they couldn't have picked. I don't believe they did it on purpose to get this on YouTube, but they
I don't
couldn't
think.
have planned it better. Of all the shows to put on, to end with this, it's fucking magnificent.
Yeah,
What's your match of the night? Are you gonna tell me I'm wrong? You're not, are you?
yeah, you're 1000% right. That's why I said I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Anybody who watches this, I feel like you can say your favorite match of the night is anything you like. But if we're talking about match of the night, you gotta leave your personal opinions out of there and stuff like that. This was hands down the match of the night. He's either, I'll just say this. There's probably three wrestlers, and we're gonna get into this a little bit later because I want to give you the floor for this, but probably three wrestlers right now that I believe are the rest of the year. One of them I don't believe people are looking at, and that's why I want to give you the floor on that after. But for anybody that watches this match, Hechicero is a technician. What he's doing is crazy. This was, I know you said you're not familiar with Lucha Libre. The fact that you like this match, you may not think you are, but you love it already. So that's
Yeah.
that's Lucha Libre right there. Two of the best doing it right now, and they 1000% deserve match of the night. I believe that Bandito's given every champion in any company a run for their money, and on any given night, he's probably better than them. If we're being truthful right now, so
Mhm.
I mean, you can give Bandito as much praise as you like, and if you want to, kind of go on a little bit longer, feel free.
What else can I say about the guy? I mean, and also his tag team with Brody is incredible. Brody, like, this is a tag team that I would never have put together, and maybe they wouldn't have happened if Buddy Matthews hadn't been injured. It might have been the Hounds of Hell were in this position, but God, it's worked out brilliantly. Both those guys, once they eventually split, are future world champions.
Give me a little fantasy booking, because we've seen Bandito say that he's welcome to have Buddy come back when he's healthy and join them as a trio. Book,
Oh, I don't
book
know. Maybe they should fight. We could have a Brody on a pole match. Winner gets to keep him as a tag team partner.
let's tag Brody and see if he likes that idea.
Get
So
on a forklift like Judy Bagwell. You know what to do. Get on a pole and watch the magic happen. I feel like Brody King would nail a pole.
yeah,
He would,
I,
yeah,
I think that match would actually be a big draw.
yeah. I'd
Buddy,
watch it. I'd watch it twice.
what would we call this feud though?
I don't know.
I mean, I
Give
would
me.
have
You have
thought.
to give me time. I can't be funny on command. Jesus, I've usually got a keyboard in front of me. Give us a minute. I'll have a think. I'll have something for you in a minute.
I mean, when the Triangle of Madness gets a new member and becomes the Square of Madness, I guess we could go with the Brodito Triangle. Once
Yeah,
so
that could work.
we could see how it works out. But
Triangle of Bloody
into
Madness.
some fast news that you may or may not be interested in, but I do have to get through it. So a rundown in Clash in Paris, which was the WWE show in Paris. Just quickly, Roman defeated Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed got his sneakers back from the tribal thief. Breaker actually appeared, spared this guy multiple times. I believe Roman Reigns is off TV again, maybe for a movie or something. We'll see when he gets back. A lot of other stuff happened in between there. But just to get into the matches, Wyatt Six defeated the Street Profits. I hated that. Becky defeated Nikki Bella. That was, to be honest, it was pretty much a botch fest. I'm not going to blame Becky there. Rusev tapped out Sheamus. Cena defeated Paul. And Seth retains at the end with the fourth member of his group being Becky Lynch, which is drawing comparisons to another group you may or may not know about. I'm not going to deep dive into anything in this. I know you didn't watch it, but if there's anything you want to speak on, feel free.
I understand the comparisons. And I think if it came down to it, Marina Shafir would eat Becky Lynch. And I love Becky. I actually do. I've defended her against people who say she's washed. She hasn't had a good gimmick since the man. I don't think that's true. You're right. It wasn't. None of the. I've seen clips of the botches. Like people love to show that sort of thing when the women mess up. But you're right. It wasn't Becky's fault. And mistakes happen. You know, she's not perfect. Obviously, she's going to do. She's not going to get everything perfect. But yeah, I think they're very quick to blame Becky Lynch for a lot of things.
Becky Hogan, that's terrible. Now, obviously, it's different now with Hogan not being here, but she never deserved that name. And to be fair,
no, she doesn't book herself. That's not how it works in WWE, unless you are someone like Hogan. There's no way Becky Lynch managed to pull her.
Yeah, he's like the one and only person that ever had creative control and like the existence of wrestling, and nobody will get it again because of that. Yeah. It's so.
Yeah, if you don't like a story, blame the booking, blame the people at the top. But Becky, she's done the best she can do with what they've given her. No, I don't think she's the best member, the best person to add as a new member to the stable from what I've seen of it. I did go back and have a little look, and I'm never really a fan of a couple being in a stable together. They have had some cool moments, you know, when they were fighting back to back, and that I've seen that. I think there's always that it can become a little bit melodramatic, a bit too daytime.
And you know what they say when you're I get it, they work in the same company, but it's a little different between working in the same company and working in the same situation. Like they're sitting at the same cubicle now. So you might be seeing each other a bit too much at this point. You might need separate storylines. That's all I'm saying.
And when they do that, it's always the woman is propping up the man's story. Becky has joined Seth's faction. You know, it's not Seth hasn't joined Becky's faction as a leader. It's always that when no, give the women give her her own story. She can do it.
And to be fair in that match, when I was saying botch fest, I wasn't trying to dig in on the ladies. People got to understand.
No, but it was. You can't deny that it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and to be fair too, Nikki hasn't been in the ring in forever. I get it; she wants to be back, and I know WWE with the nostalgia stuff, but she hasn't been in the ring in so long. It was bound to be a mistake or two. They rushed her. I think they rushed her back in the ring. They should have let her, let them two wrestle and get a little bit more chemistry before they, threw the full-fledged match at the pay-per-view. That's just what my personal opinion would be on that. But off of that, last night, we had a little bit of Dynamite. And I guess we'll break down some of this as it goes instead of reading it off, because I want some of your opinions on a few things. So first thing, Darby and Gabe Kidd opens up Dynamite with a microphone. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It was amazing. It was one of the best things I've seen in a while for an open up. So he has to be AEW bound or dual contract bound at some point if it didn't already happen. I don't know why people keep forgetting that their allowance. Takeshita is signed to both companies, so he might have just signed the AEW contract and re-upped his New Japan. So he opens up with the microphone. He was crawling around at all fours at you. I believe you was there for that one, right? He's crawling through the crowd on all fours. He's maniac.
Watching that.
At the pay-per-view for the cage match. Yes.
Yeah, I was there. He didn't come over to my hour bit, but yeah, I
on
was there.
TV, you can see he's not all there, and I love it. But I seen your tweet, and I feel like we had similar tweets around the same time. Why is this feud the feud that nobody knew they needed, but this is like a mandatory feud we need in our life right now?
Now I've seen it, I'm like, oh yes, let's have some more of that. Gabe Kidd loves throwing people around. Darby loves being thrown around. It's meant to be. Yes. Let them have fun. Let them just go out and play.
What did you think about him dragging him out in the body bag?
Fucking hell. I was watching it and I was going, oh, they'll cut away. They'll cut away. They'll cut away. And it won't be him in the bag. They'll cut. And they didn't. And they actually dragged the lad in the body.
I was thinking.
Jesus Christ. Took him on a literal death ride.
Either he's a maniac or they clipped that so good that we did not notice it, because I feel like it was one dry clip.
It was not clipped. Oh, it was not clipped. It was all one. And they must have had some sort of padding, because Jesus. And did they ever find Gabe Kidd? Did they say where he parked him?
No, all I seen was when he was pulling out. I swear I see Gabe Kidd sliding, like his body was about to hit a wall or something, like it was sliding off to the side of the truck. I hope they had padding right there, because it looks like he kind of just sailed him into the wall, if my eyes is right.
It's Gabe Kidd. He was probably yelling "wee" in the back, having the time of his life. Go put your foot down.
He's yelling, "I'm a madman."
Maybe he'll have had a great time.
But yeah, that feud, I feel like we cannot get a one-off with this feud. We need more.
No, we need them driving each other to further and further heights until one of them goes too far.
Hopefully,
and sets one on fire, or we get them carry, some sort of crazy spot.
These two are maniacs. After that, I know you're probably a fan of two parts of this. We had Mercedes defeat Windsor with the most devastating move in wrestling. And, all of sports entertainment and wrestling. And then we had
I have that.
We had a real return. What was you thinking there? Did you jump out your seat?
I could not be happier. Alex Windsor is my favorite wrestler in the world. Like, that's a shoot, whatever you want to call it. Alex Windsor is my number one. I have loved her forever. Since I first saw her, a tiny little indie, Will Ospreay to me is Alex Windsor's fella. That's who he is. He is Mr. Alex Windsor. That's how much I love Alex Windsor. But Mercedes had to get it, didn't she? It had to be Mercedes. She's not ready to drop it yet. But fuck it, if she drops it to Riho, I won't be mad. I'll be delighted. Mercedes deserves everything she's got. She's just I think it was you on you guys on a previous episode of this or something. You said she's gone all in for AEW. I can't remember which episode. I'm sure it was you guys, or it was another podcast. Since she's gone all in for AEW, just proved that, that's, and to reward her with the longest TBS title reign. Yeah, much as I love Windsor, I want Mercedes to do it. I want
she has to break that record at this point.
But if she's dropping it,
this one, when you look at it, it's like, all right, there's a chance here. It could happen. It's the first time in a long time.
Oh God, yeah. She's their first world champion. It's like, and I did not. There was no leak that she was coming back. There was no, because we've heard now that Orange Cassidy's ready to be back. This is but nothing for Riho.
I agree. Hopefully, it's not a one-off, because I know she's done some reappear one-offs and kind of went back into wherever she went mode. But hopefully, this time she's here for a long run again. Because this.
I can only assume it's some sort of visa
Yeah,
thing,
I
but
think I did see something about Kenny and them was helping her fix a visa that a while back. I'm not sure if that's the reason, but either way, hopefully she's back around for a little bit.
yeah, hasn't Hikaru
Yeah,
Shida had the same issue? I think
yeah,
Kenny's her cat, looking after her
yeah.
cat. She's
It's
doing, yeah. So
yeah, it's
hopefully, maybe she's
crazy
back.
that these people are all over TV and they still have like they're still getting shit over getting their visas. Like just give them their visas. They have stuff to do, you know?
Right, I want to see this match. Have they considered that? Have they
I
considered
know.
me at all
No,
in all this?
never
No. They
so
thought Lucy wants
inconsiderate
to
of Lucy and the fans. It's like, look it, she got to be there for Wednesday. Just give her the visa, right?
right? Or if anything goes wrong and she's not there for All Out, fucking, I don't know who it is that determines this thing, but fucking stay awake. I will be coming for you if you
For
ruin this
sure.
match for me.
We finally also had a Ops and Hook interaction, even though there was a light interaction. He helped them one time, where it seems like we have the reason why Hook isn't messing with them. I believe the quote was, "They replaced him before his body even got cold." So
Yeah, like Hook, you're
yeah,
not
I
dead.
was thinking that too.
It's a dramatic bit. He's like me, I'm dramatic. I stubbed my toe, I'm like, oh, that's it, it's over. Bury me in the
Can't be
tracksuit.
mad at him though.
But
Good to see that they had a
yeah.
interaction, and I am happy to see where it goes. I don't want to see him feud with them. What are your thoughts on his return and what they've been doing with him?
Uh, we've had this
Yeah,
argument on my show before because they don't rate Hook as
yeah,
highly as I do. I think there's more to him than we've seen. I think he's got the gimmick he's had. It needs to evolve a little bit. You know, they've got him talking now, which at
yeah.
least is something. I never want anyone to turn heel, but it looks like they're going that way with him. I think he's obviously not sticking with the ops. He's pretty mad at them for
Yeah.
the perceived rejection. I don't know, but what do you do with him? Where does Hook fit? I don't
I
think he
don't
fits in
think
the
so
Death
either.
Riders. He
You
won't
did
go
see the
from
little
Alex.
stare down from Moxley though, right? With Hook.
Yeah, but that aren't they saying that the old shot of the four at the barricade? Do you know the shot I'm talking about? It was
Yeah,
from like a year or so ago. Um,
yeah,
there was a shot of Orange Cassidy, Hook, Daniel Garcia, and Darby, and they think those are the four
yeah.
that are going to take out the Death Riders.
I think one of them.
But I don't know. I don't think Darby's
Yeah, I think
switching as
what
well.
that just guessing hypothetically. I know that
God.
that's the story they're playing off of, but I believe one of them is gonna turn. Now Moxley looks like he's tried to attempt maybe Hook and maybe Garcia. So one of them two got to be the one
Yeah,
to turn. My guess would be Daniel Garcia is the one to turn,
yeah,
but Hook I think will turn him down. But yes, you're absolutely right. That picture of the barricade, whatever that story is, they've been marinating it for like a year. And this is what you were saying about long-term booking versus some fans might have won this, a week later, they was already mad that they didn't see what happened with them. You got to wait for the end.
yeah,
One other
yeah.
thing, and I'll add both together so we can kind of get through this a little bit. Ricochet and the Gates called out the Syndicate for All Out, which obviously got accepted later. This is gonna be for a trios match, so MVP's throwing the boots back on. Love to see it. What are you thinking about or how do you feel about Ricochet with the Gates of Agony? Do you like what's going on there? And as far as the feud, are you looking forward
Mm.
to it?
Yeah, I really, really like. I'm a little bit biased because I did get to meet them
Yeah,
to Forbidden Door weekend. I got to go backstage, have a little look around there, and I got to meet Ricochet Gates of Agony. I have apologized to Ricochet in advance for the sign I took, which said
yeah,
Ricochet rotates the Tetris square. And I gave him a keyring, an AW keyring as an apology. And he was lovely. He was a really nice guy. And I have loved Ricochet since the second he got to AEW. I didn't know much about him before because I wasn't watching him in NXT and WWE. But the second he walked into AEW, I was like, where has he been all my life? And then he turned into this obnoxious little
yeah,
bitch, and I just fell in love. Gates of Agony, I think, have absolutely got something, but they haven't
yeah,
clicked until now. Now they're with Ricochet, and now they're just
yeah.
screaming abuse at people. I think it's perfect. Love it.
Me
I
too.
want them to win. I prefer them to the Hurt
It's
Syndicate.
crazy because what you just said is how I felt when the Gates was with Swerve. Something about it just didn't. I just didn't click. I like them as a group, but it just didn't click right. Them with Ricochet has been amazing. It's like their personalities coming out more. That they got their little thing going on. They got their little suits with their vest on the top. It's like they got something going on right now. And
Absolutely. Swerve is so
yeah,
fucking cool that anyone with him is, unless it's someone like a massive personality like Prince Nana, is instantly relegated to
yeah,
quiet henchman. Ricochet is such a goofy, marvelous little bitch that it also allows
yeah.
them to show their
Yeah,
personality as well.
I'm
I
not
love
gonna
it.
lie, I love it. You're absolutely right because even Brian Cage wasn't, and I'm a huge Brian Cage fan. For some reason,
Hmm.
he they didn't feel this big with him, and Brian Cage felt like he took a big step down next to Swerve, which is weird to say because Brian Cage should be a massive star in any company. He's one of my favorites, hands down. So
Oh yeah. No, you're totally right though. You're absolutely. That is exactly how it felt. It's fun. Now I think it's much better the way it is now. Swerve and Nat, someone who can
yeah,
match his energy
and
like
it's
Nana.
also great that they're playing off their history, and for the rumor mill, I guess the gate, excuse me, I guess the Hurt Syndicate isn't done with AEW. You know, we they seem to be they seem to be doing what they want and feuding with the gate. So I guess a part of what people was promoting is true of the teams they want to work with, but I guess it wasn't feuding or trouble backstage, and that's amazing to see. One of my favorite parts of the night, I hope you agree. Anytime I get to see the Sussex Chicken Mark Briscoe come to the ring or get a microphone or word of the day, he's one of those guys,
Yeah.
everything works. I never thought he'd be able to do this without his brother. I've said this numerous times. He has not only kept running, but has found a way to level himself up into a single star that I don't think nobody's seen coming. We got a Jay Briscoe chant in the crowd. Anytime we get that, it's amazing to see. Briscoe wants Fletcher. I think we have an idea who's gonna win this, even though I would love to see Mark Briscoe win this feud for the TNT title. We did have Callis come out. Eventually we had a match between Mark Briscoe and Lance Archer. Briscoe wins the match. That's it. I mean, still a big win. Archer probably deserves a push after all this Callis BS because I feel like
Mm.
you're treating him as a lackey, and it's a little disrespectful at this point. But what are your ideas on the Don Callis family, the growth of the Don Callis family, and what's going on with Briscoe and Fletcher?
The Don Callis family, I think the idea is that when the Death Riders inevitably splinter because they realise that Mox isn't the god he's portrayed himself as, I think the Callis family are the ones to step up and become the dominant heel faction. But I don't think they do it with all their members. We're looking at a split between Okada and Takeshita, aren't we? I thought it was going to be a split between Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita, and it still might. Um, isn't is it Mark Briscoe versus Takeshita on?
Yeah,
Is it
correct.
Collision? I think it's Collision for a shot at Kyle's title. What if Takeshita wins this, then turns around and says, "Okay, do I get a shot at Kyle now? Where's my title? I won this match. Where's my title shot?" Or we have Okada sort of
Yeah.
little bro in him, like go park the Ferrari, that kind of thing. And they can maybe use that to write off Takeshita for a while because I think he should win. I love Zack. I love Zack Sabre
WGP.
Jr. more than anything, but I think
Yeah.
Takeshita
Beat
should
him
win.
once.
And they use that to. He goes to Japan, wins, becomes their big top star, then comes back with a vengeance to take out
I do also like the
Callis.
fact Takeshita was wearing like he has like the baggy, like kind of like pants that remind you of someone from like like one of those fighting movies or one of those karate movies or something. So I feel like he has that samurai look
Yeah.
to him now. So it probably is right to
Mm.
send him over there. I feel like he could be the biggest thing in Japan right now, and it only make him bigger when he comes back. So I feel like he wants Okada's spot, and that what people look at Okada as.
Mm.
I feel like he's eventually gonna come for that. How we get there, who knows? Could be after a Japan run.
Yeah, what do they do with Kyle Fletcher there? Does he stay and side with Okada and the Don Callis family then, or
I would
does
like
he?
to see a lot of those guys. Like I love Fletcher with Don Callis. I think that works. I don't want to, but a
Mm,
lot of those other guys, I feel like Alexander eventually got to leave. Wardlow can't be there too
mm,
long. Okada and Takeshita probably both need to
mm,
find their way out of that group. Like I feel like he should be more about building up talent, like what he did with Takeshita, like what he did with Fletcher. He doesn't need the certified guys there. Like I feel like he's gonna do it with Wardlow, so it works for a little bit. But Wardlow don't need too much help. These guys don't all need to be in the group. But I do love it. From a fan, it's amazing. So
mm.
no grift with me there.
Yeah. That works with Callis's history as well, of him not keeping people around too long. Because, he had Kenny Omega, he dumped him for Will Ospreay, the next big thing. Oh, Will Ospreay, well, I'm bored with you now. It's like that Toy Story thing, bored, done playing with you,
Yeah,
dumped him for Kyle Fletcher. Then as soon as Kyle was sniffing around Takeshita, now he's after. Yeah, I think that works. Don Callis has commitment issues,
yeah.
is the story we're going
He
for. Is
should,
that the storyline we do? He can't commit. He has some commitment issues.
yeah,
Maybe he's been hurt in the past. Can't commit to one man, so he has a harem of
yeah. And just
various
rotate,
wrestlers,
just rotate
varying
the,
sizes.
you know,
Yeah, get sick of them. Don Callis has ADHD. Is
don't,
the
be
story?
all
I think we can make it work. Yeah, well, God, yes. I know I fucking do. Yeah, I think we could. That would absolutely work. That's a great
for
shout.
sure. And just to go through a few other things, and then we're about to get through Dynamite, and then we're gonna get to the good part, which is just questions and stuff, which is the fun part. But after
Okay.
that, we did have
Okay.
we had a great segment with Holly and Statlander. They're still kind of building that chemistry together, but and Stats also still being recruited by the Death Riders. And she did say one thing funny in that promo where she said, tell our friend I got his message. So she kind of acknowledged Moxley kind of as her friend right now. I don't know.
Is it
Yeah,
Mox?
it's
Is it
definitely got to
definitely
be Mox
Mox?
because you're talking to Marina and Yuta. I mean, guess it could be Claudio for the sake of that, but I would assume after Moxley went in, took that
Yeah.
money from the Young Bucks, gave it to her. Anybody
Yeah.
that gets you 200K or whatever it was,
I'll join the
after you
fucking Death
couldn't get
Riders for
it,
200 grand.
he's
I
my
mean,
friend too. So
God, yeah, I'll join. Sign me up. I mean, I won't put myself in any active danger, and if anyone shouts
for
at me, I'll
sure.
cry. But I'll join. I won't be any use to you, but 200 grand, yeah, I'll follow you around with
I
100.
agree.
There's Mox.
And we also did have Brodito. I know you're a big fan of these guys. Defeated Claudio and
Love them.
Yuta. And oh boy, right now, every crowd, there's not one crowd that likes Wheeler Yuta right now. He might be the most hated guy in AEW right
It's him or Don Callis, isn't it? Gets the most heat. Poor Yuta. Oh, he's such a pathetic mess of a man. I love him. He's just and Mox distracting him last week. Go cut a promo while I shoot
now.
my shot with. Mox will slut it up for any guy with a decent sharpshooter. Mox has
Yeah.
no loyalty
Mox,
either.
Mox fed him.
They're gonna replace him with Garcia. They're gonna replace him with Garcia, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
all about Brian
I believe.
Danielson because Garcia said to Yuta once, he said, "You can use his moves, but I carry his spirit." And to destroy the last part of Brian Danielson, they're going to take his spirit, which is Garcia. And Brian wanted Garcia over Yuta to begin with. It's Yuta has rejection issues as well. God, therapy would do the AEW locker room good. Yeah, it's going to break my fucking heart because I adore Garcia, but he needs something. He does. And it's going to come at the expense of Wheeler Yuta.
Unfortunately, I believe you're absolutely right. I guess the question comes in is, does Danielson then come in and help Yuta? Because I feel like Yuta grew out his hair in bed, similar to when Danielson grew his. So maybe he's channeling his inner Danielson. And I guess if he's getting booed this much, you put him with Brian, you turn him face, he may get a big reaction on the cheering side of it. I guess we'll see how that goes. But boy, is it great to boo him. I'm a fan of booing him. So
It is. If they make him too pathetic, though, we'll start to cheer. Look what
Yeah,
happened with Max Caster. If they beat him up and make him too much of a relatable loser, we'll all go, "Oh God, you know what, lads, same,"
yeah.
and we'll start to cheer.
I
So
think so right now
fine
because
line.
if they do a sad story and Danielson comes, I feel like he'll get over with the fan base, but whether it's for the right or the wrong reasons, he'll still get over it. It won't matter. After that, we had Cope
Yeah.
tried his best, I guess, to get to the ring and cut a promo. Didn't make it. Got attacked by FTI. Christian made the save. We had some of the ROH locker guys come out, and it was announced that it was the ROH locker room come out. That was a little interesting dynamic. I feel like a touch to promote Ring of Honor. We had Adam Priest get involved. You're pretty sure you're probably familiar with Adam Priest. Got involved. It looks like I'm not sure if he's the one that busted Dax open, but later in the night, just to continue forward, and then I'll bounce back, but just to add this story together, they're FTR and Stoke in the back looking for Adam Priest. They get him argument. They challenge him to a match. I don't know if you've seen who his tag team partner is going to be on Collision. Did you get to see that?
I have. Tommy Bellington,
Exactly.
Dynamite Kid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's back. That's great to see. It looks like he turned on FTR like everybody else. He must not be feeling their shenanigans.
Nope. And
Yeah.
I love FTR. Absolutely love them. I think they're maybe the second best tag team of all time after the Bucks. But God, it's like you said, I love to boo them. I love to boo FTR. I didn't want them to turn heel. I never do. And then I always like it in the end. I'm always proved wrong. It was absolutely perfect having them turn. And I love well done Americans picking up the "fuck the revival" chant that we brought back in. Now we need you to start the Christian, will you be my dad
Absolutely.
chant. We need you to pick that up. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. It's probably the biggest name match for All Out, isn't it?
For sure. It's crazy to just even see these guys back together, and for Cope to actually get the match with Christian against the two guys that basically live next door to him and trained him to come back. It got like moments for us is huge, but this got to be a moment for them, which is to them probably bigger than our moment.
God, yeah. They've been friends since they were kids. It's what you can see when Adam Copeland's in the ring, how much fun he's having. Can I put a motion out now that we name them rated arseholes?
Holy shit.
Because he wants, he calls Christian his arsehole. He's rated out. I want to name them rated arseholes.
When I drop this, hashtag that. We'll start hashtagging that today, matter of fact, because I don't know if there's no way to find a better name than that. And it's better than, I was saying this on a podcast the other day, that good cop, bad cop dynamic they have is so much better than one of them turning bad or one of them turning good. Just leave it. Don't touch it. I like it how it is.
No. Absolutely. Be like, yeah, he's an absolute disaster of a human being, but he's my disaster of a human. And Christian's in the back trying to kill someone's dad, and Cope's like, God bless, he'll sleep tonight.
Cope comes out, cuts a great promo on how he loves the fans and he appreciates everything, and then he passes the mic over, and Christian just does his same usual spill. Points out
it's like, hey, whose dad's dead? Come on, show of hands. Any orphans in the crowd? Form a queue. Walk past, I'll slap all of you.
That's $1 million TV right there. Yeah,
they're incredible. Yeah, I think Christian is one of the best heels of
his mic work has somehow went times 10 since he got to AEW. It's like during his break off of wrestling, he said, I'm gonna master this promo game. And everything he's done with that microphone, I think I've seen one slip up on the mic his whole time in AEW. He's knocked everything out of the park. It's been great to see.
But we've got Kill Switch back now. It had to be Jack Perry in the back of that in the back of the scapegoat bus or whatever, injecting him, didn't it? It's got to be of all the things in the world that I want, the thing I want most.
Jack Perry needs it. We got Anna back, so hurry up and get Jack. Stop creating knives and building things. And
have you seen the video he's just put up on Instagram today? He's made a new knife. It's a big fucker as well, but he's got a notebook and it's got like diagrams, and in the top it says "Call the Books." I was like, oh, and they hung up on him on BTE. So he's
Yeah, and
yeah, call it
shout
up.
out to
So he's obviously
BTE,
coming back.
man. And the BTE trigger. We got 2 returns in the past month from the Young Bucks. Hopefully, we get their entrance return soon and their names done correctly. But we'll see how that goes. Now, to end the night, we had the Bucks. Speaking of,
Okay.
with no old school theme this time, but we had the Bucks. Alexander and Fletcher defeated Jet Speed, Omega, and Hangman. Pretty much hell broke loose after it. I just get to the gist. We had a brainbuster off the apron through a table from Kyle Fletcher, the Kenny Omega, and the show ended with him receiving medical attention. Looks like he's going to be carted out. Well, I guess first thing I'll say is the Callis family has been picking it up the past few weeks. They're starting to look strong. What was your thought on the ending of Dynamite?
I was a wreck. I was devastated when Kenny had already protected Hangman in the ring. Then Hangman, then Kenny was it ruined me. But the Bucks did not do it. They were off doing something else. They didn't protect him, but they weren't the ones to do it. So there's a little bit of hope. But knowing that Kenny's going to be off TV for a while, that's kind of changed it. I guess they're going to sell that as that's how it happened. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anytime the 4 elite interact with each other, it's perfect. And when it's all 4 of them,
You're not lying. Anytime you see Hangman standing next to the Bucks or Kenny standing next to the Bucks or all 4 of them, it's magic, and that's why I've been begging for an actual old school Bullet Club Civil War. There's so many of them floating around. There's a couple other guys that I'm sure people want to see in that triangle right there, or circle of people with feuds, especially going forward. But let's get into some good stuff. This is where the questions and some what this is the first time I'm gonna air this. I'm gonna name 5 free agents. We'll do it together. We're gonna guess.
okay.
We're gonna guess where the
Okay.
landing spots are gonna be. And
Okay.
one of the people, 2 of these people I'm gonna name, actually technically 3, because one's a tag team. Contracts are expiring, so technically not free agents, but soon to be free agents if it hasn't happened yet.
All right.
So let's go with the first one. Where is Chris Jericho gonna land?
Oh fuck! I don't know. You go first.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna pick.
What I think.
Chris Jericho's landing spot is gonna be the WWE for one last ride, I believe.
I think.
Hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right. I hope you're right. I know AEW. I have faith that Chris Jericho can reinvent himself one last time, and he comes back. He finishes in.
I have faith he probably might be able to reinvent himself 10 more times, but he definitely got one more in him. And I think he'd be good for behind the scenes. I guess my question is this. I think AEW will give him a lifetime job, meaning when you retire, you could work back scenes. You'll always have a job here.
Put him on commentary, he'd be incredible.
I think WWE give you one last ride, a Hall of Fame tour, and then you might have a Legends deal, but you're not going to be paid like AEW. So I guess that's where it factors in. But I'm still going to guess that Chris Jericho goes back to WWE. He might still come back to AEW after the work behind scenes, but I think he takes a 1-year deal with the WWE. Next one.
Okay.
Let's go with Shotzi Blackheart. Where does she end up going when she decides to sign to one of the big companies?
AEW. She's made for AEW.
We're in synergy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes to AEW.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna be one of those ones that goes to AEW, and it's gonna be a big deal. I don't think people realize that yet, but I think it's gonna actually turn out to be a big deal.
Yeah, I'd love to see her feud with Tekla. I don't even know why.
Yeah,
just for the vibes.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing them together too. Like their own little punk rock group, which is kind of what I think Tekla's creating right now, right? So I definitely could see it, but AEW for sure. I don't see. I think she would, if WWE and AEW both sent her the same contract, I think she would choose AEW too. I think that's why I think she's the one.
Yeah. the amount of fun she's having being with the freedom and the creativity she has.
Yeah,
I don't
me
see her
neither.
giving that up.
Especially when she knows she can continue to do it while she's in AEW. There's where it kind of comes down to the person. Yeah. Next team I want to ask, because I know their contracts are expiring if they haven't yet. Private Party. All right.
It's your turn to go first this time.
I'm going to dig deep here, and I don't think this is what people are going to think, but I think they stay in AEW.
Oh, no, I disagree. I think they go. But I'm not going to say they go to WWE. I'm going to say TNA.
That's interesting. I like that one. We'll do it.
Yeah. I think they would fit in really well.
Yeah,
in
they
TNA.
probably would be able to become champs over there pretty quick. I'd guess. So I like it. I don't mind where they go. I'm gonna follow them. Yeah. I just have a funny feeling they're gonna pop back up in AEW dancing shot just because you thought that they was running out the door. Like but the Matt Hardy connection, I see the TNA does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, the next one is a duo as well. I believe we're probably both going to be on the same page with this. Cross and Scarlett.
I think they go back to WWE.
Me too.
They have just been announced for a convention in February in the UK for the Love of Wrestling. But WWE wrestlers do that convention. So I think
I believe they go back. I hope that I believe that he wanted to do something with the Righteous and vice versa with Bray Wyatt before. I think that they eventually align themselves in WWE. We see the Righteous with Cross and Scarlett, but we'll see when it happens. I don't know. Honestly, I still don't know if this is a work or a shoot, but I do believe he knows that he could go back to WWE at some point.
Yeah, agreed. And I think they fit in well there. It's, I think they would work well with the Righteous, actually. I'm disappointed they didn't get more in AEW, but
man, I would have pushed them to the top of even the AEW tag team division. I love the Righteous.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's my mother's favorite wrestling group. My mother just started watching wrestling probably like the past 7 years, and she just gravitated to them. So they definitely need, if they could pull in my mother, they definitely. Yeah. So I definitely would say that, but I think WWE is where Cross and Scarlett inevitably end up. Now the last one, Dakota Kai.
Oh, God, no, it's your turn to go first.
I'll say that Dakota Kai pops up in Stardom, but eventually finds her way to AEW.
Okay, see, I want to change mine to that. I was going to say eventually AEW after an injury, but Stardom. You're right. It's going to be Stardom.
I just think that she had the opportunity to go there, and she just looks like, if you told me there was a women's wrestling promotion called Stardom, there's like certain women that just, when you see them, you just feel they fit that, and I just feel like she's destined to be over there and do some great things, and then come back, probably get a good run in AEW as soon as her health holds up, which is what everybody's hoping for. Because I feel like that's probably what prevented her from being a lot bigger than she was.
Yeah. Because she's got amazing presentation and just the way she carries herself, everything like that. She's got it all. She just needs.
For sure. And don't forget, we're gonna run your 60 seconds game right after these next couple of things. You have it ready for me?
Oh, okay. Of course I do. I need to get a timer up on my. I'll do it on here. So you tell me when you're ready to do it.
So I'm gonna give you the floor for this right now, and then right after this, let's go. Let me know when you're ready. So go ahead.
Okay. Hang on. The rule is, I'm gonna explain the rule to you. Okay. You have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as you can. Okay. You are trying to beat 14, which is Kid Lykos's record. Also Lewis Johnson. Kid Bandit is on 13. So if you can beat either of those, we'll call it a good one. So you tell me when you're ready, and I'll give you a countdown.
Well, I'm never gonna be more ready than I am now. So let's go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. Would you rather take 100 chops
Super
or 100
kicks.
super kicks? Would you rather wrestle a death match or an
Ironman
Ironman match? Would you rather win the Rumble or main event
Main event
WrestleMania?
WrestleMania.
Would you rather wrestle handcuffed or
Blindfolded.
blindfolded? Would you rather wrestle in high
Rollerblades.
heels or rollerblades? Could 100 Darby
No.
Allin beat a gorilla? Could 100 Don Callis beat a single three-legged hamster? Would you rather main event Madison Square Garden or the Tokyo Dome? Would you rather fight one elephant-sized ant or 1,000 ant-sized elephants?
Elephant-sized ant.
Would you rather have a match that got 5 stars from Dave Meltzer or a golden up from Simon
Golden
Miller?
note from Simon Miller.
Shawn Michaels or
Shawn
Bret
Michaels.
Hart? Would you rather have your entrance music played on a kazoo or on bagpipes? Would you rather... Oh, it's stopped, but I've started, so I'll finish. Name a wrestling move that starts with the letter S.
Suplex.
Okay, I am going to count up how many you have got and we'll see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. You haven't beaten the record, but you have equaled it. You are equal with Kid Bandit and Kid Lycos. With Kid Lycos, sorry.
Well,
You've
shout
beaten
out to Kid Bandit. I'm a fan.
So yeah, oh, she's incredible.
For
One
sure,
of the coolest
for sure.
people in the world. Yeah. So well done, excellent. You haven't quite beaten it, but you are.
Whenever you
joint
need us
top.
to have another one go off to see if we can, one of us can beat that, let me know.
See if I can get you a head-to-head
For sure.
at some point. Yeah, I love doing that. I usually, if I'd thought of it, I'd have tailored the questions to you. I usually do that for the wrestlers, but you got the generic version.
We'll be doing it again. We don't have to worry about that. That was actually amazing.
Yes.
I need to go back and see the other ones now. I got to go watch them. If you can, send me the links so I could make sure.
I will. We've done it with a few wrestlers. There's one. We have an interview coming out with someone from TNT, one of my dream guests. I won't say who it is yet, but that'll be coming out in a week or two.
Well, I'm intrigued. The anticipation is going to kill me, but I will wait. I do understand that. I do have a couple questions. So we have a little bit more fun here. What this is, I name either one or two wrestlers. No, excuse me, 2 wrestlers, sometimes 3. There's once in a while there's a triple threat, and we do a couple bonus ones, which are typically funnier ones than the other ones. So let's.
Okay, let me take this off.
Don't worry, I got some good ones for you. All right. I feel like I some of these may or may not be tailored just to you. So we'll see how this goes. First one. Okay. I think you may have answered this earlier, so we may have the answer. So I'm going to lead with this instead of asking it second.
All right. Put this on, other boys will yell at me.
Alex Windsor or Blake Monroe?
Windsor.
Okay? All right.
Windsor. It doesn't matter who you said. You could name my mother and it would be Windsor. Oh, unless, do you mean Blake Monroe, the porn star? Because she's pretty cool.
Not the porn star,
or do you mean Blake Monroe,
the one that's in NXT. Formerly Mariah May. That one.
Alex Windsor.
But yes, there is. I did see that floating around. It may or may not be the same name as someone else.
No, it is. She's a retired porn star, but she's a porn star. Yeah. How do you not Google a name before you give it to a wrestler?
You would think that. Yeah, you would think.
All right, go on. But no, you have to pick as well. Come on, you have to answer.
If it was Mariah May, I'd pick Mariah May. But I'm gonna go Alex Windsor. I like Windsor. I like what she's doing right now. I do feel that Blake is slowly heading back to the Woman from Hell. So we may kind of have a Mariah May back soon. We'll see how it goes. But let's start with a duo triple threat, right? This means wrestler with valet, right? First one, Michael Oku in the mirror. The second one is Karrion Kross or Scarlett. The third one is Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford.
Oku Amira.
Yeah.
I love Megan Bayne, and I think Penelope Ford is one of the most underrated wrestlers on the planet. I adore her. But It's fucking
Yeah,
Amira.
they need to.
Come on,
Do you believe he's gonna
Amira.
eventually end up in
I,
AEW?
I think he
Yeah,
already is.
yeah.
I did. Yeah, I'll be astonished if he doesn't. I have never used the phrase Tony fumbled before, but if he doesn't
Yeah.
snap up Oku, then yeah. But yeah, I choose Amira and her valet.
Tag me in that if you have to tell Tommy he fumbles. If that ever happens, I will call.
I will. I will tell him personally. I'll go knock on his door and be like, "Excuse me, Mr. Khan, could we have a discussion, please?"
All right. This question, y'all notice when I
You haven't
tried to
chosen.
sneak by,
Come on.
try to sneak by.
No,
Right,
come on. You have to pick. And if you pick
no,
Boston
I'm
Scarlet,
going
I'm
with Bane
switching
and
this off.
Penelope. I just think Megan Bane's a
Right.
game changer. Michael Oku, I've been asking to sign him for like a year and some change. So I'm all in with everything you said in there. Male with his woman valet, a female valet, he's absolutely number one in my opinion right now. I just like that.
Oh no. He's Amira's
Well,
valet.
yeah,
Come
well,
on.
him being the valet, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
he should
no, I
be.
feel like
Yeah.
you're right.
But yeah. She's.
It goes
I want
both
to
ways.
see. Yeah, I want to see what Amira can do with Tony Khan's wardrobe budget. It would be incredible. If anyone hasn't seen Amira in the tag team Pretty Psycho with Zoe Lucas, check out Pro Wrestling Eve. They are amazing in that. They're also on TNT. They're absolutely incredible. That was just me
right.
plugging Amira because she's a
She is.
fucking goddess.
I just like I love really the entrance of Penelope and Bane, how they come out and it's like it just I'm big into that God stuff with Vikings and all that stuff. It just comes off super ill to me. She's a mega star. But Oku and Amira, when they get to stay on consistent TV and people get to see them, there's gonna be no stopping them. That's really what I feel like's holding them back. A lot of people out here not familiar with.
Amira is one of the funniest wrestlers in the world. She is on the Harley Cameron's level. She is so funny when she gets the chance. Yeah, if you ever get to see her at a live show where she just starts screaming abuse, it's brilliant.
I haven't get to see this. I need to.
She once did a battle royal. Do you remember that little baby hippo Moo Deng?
Oh yeah,
that was
yep,
really
online.
popular for a while. She did a battle royal dressed as sexy Moo Deng. Like this is an app. I don't know if it was sexy Moo Deng. I think she just made it sexy. But yeah, this woman is everything. If you do a battle royal dressed as fucking Moo Deng, the baby hippo.
And when you make it sexy, I feel like you get extra points for that. How did she pull that up?
She makes everything sexy.
I agree.
It's Amira.
I agree. So we definitely agree on that as far as her becoming a megastar along with Oku. And I guess we'll say he's the valet going forward. Now,
yes, damn right. Yeah, come on. I'm aware I'm taking loads of time.
No, you can take as much time as you want. I apologize for keeping you on so late. We're breaking records. Longest episode.
No. I mean, I assume we're still doing the agreed upon 6-hour monologue on why Brandon Cutler is the greatest wrestler
we haven't
of
even
all
got
time.
to that.
Yeah,
We're definitely.
That was my agreed price for being on here, and he has promised me he will not edit it out at the end or do what Andy does and fucking dub over me saying Brandon Cutler.
Oh no, definitely not. We're gonna give Cutler his just due today. I'm gonna give you the floor strictly for
that. I'm defected.
Well,
I'm
whenever you're ready,
show.
I'm here for you.
Okay.
Now the next two, a little bit. I feel like these are gonna be tough for you. So I went with Eddie Kingston or Ishii.
Oh my god! Why not just ask me to choose a child to sacrifice? Fucking hell. Oh god. Ishii.
No quarrel with me.
If I have to, that hurt.
Yeah, if
I
got
like
that question, I would just flip a coin, which is what I did, and I ended up picking Ishii as well because I felt like I couldn't bring it to myself to pick one, so I flipped the coin and ended up with Ishii. So win-win.
Because I've seen him more recently. Yeah, if Eddie had been on this week, I would be thinking Eddie Kingston.
That's kind of where I think why I was thinking that too. Now this one, I believe this is the hardest one I'm gonna ask you out of all the questions.
Every day is school day.
Or Tanahashi. One just retired, one on a retirement tour.
This is horrible. I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna call my mom. Get her to pick me up. You go first,
I'm
okay?
gonna
I
go
need
with
to
Sting.
prepare
I was a
myself.
stinger. I was a little stinger, so I gotta go Sting.
This hurts. This hurts to do this, but
Hey,
Sting.
well, let's pick you up. Let's do some funny ones and get off of the sadness, right?
Okay.
So the first one
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you. We both are not fans, I would say, of celebrities being in wrestling, but I felt like it was only right to ask this. Paul Walter Hauser, Jelly Roll, or David Arquette?
Hauser.
Yeah.
Hauser's a wrestler. At this point, I don't call him a celebrity
I
wrestler. He's
agree.
just a
He's
wrestler.
when you go hardcore, one of your first wrestling matches ever, and you don't need to because you got money. He's a little tapped upstairs, and I like it. Now, this one, your birthday twin, Max Caster or Effie?
Best wrestler.
I got
This isn't funny. This
that
is
one was bad, but
horrifying.
then I got the funny one for you coming.
Caster. Max Caster.
All right.
He's the best wrestler alive.
These
They wouldn't lie on
this
TV.
next one should just.
Hang on, no, you have to pick. Come on.
I'm taking Paul Walter. You should know my answer.
No,
Try
Max
to hide.
Caster or
All right,
Effie.
so I got Max Caster. I love Effie. I love Max Caster, but what Caster's been doing, like the fact that he can get over with what he's doing right now, I feel like.
Although I am seeing Effie at the end of this month. He's doing Big Gay Brunch in Liverpool, and I'll be there with TNT. So I may change my tune once I'm face to face.
Well, listen, Effie, keep going strong, and Max don't stop winning some matches. I mean, eventually you're gonna be the worst wrestler alive, so it's eventually gonna happen. But
imagine if Effie answered his open challenge.
Listen,
that would be incredible.
I mean, especially with that little quarrel earlier in maybe in the year, within the last year, it would be good to see him pop up and accept the challenge. It would actually be pretty good to see. Maybe send Willie Mack ringside or something. So they can all just have a laugh about it. But on to the funny one, and there's two of them. I believe these are both funny, right?
Okay.
Best puppet. This shouldn't be a difficult one. Puppet Monet, Demonito, if that's how you pronounce it, right? Which would be the Finn Balor recently popped up puppet, or La Yesca, which is the AAA puppet of Mr. Aguan.
It's money. It's
The only one that didn't get money.
Because that's true. She's a legit ventriloquist as well. So I'm going with that one.
Reason why I asked that is because bring the puppet back and sell it on the shop, please.
Please, I will buy it. I will.
Storyline no more.
I am stupid enough to buy it. No, just get me a
now. Lastly, so I don't
buy a friend.
So I don't keep you up all night. 10 questions, and then we'll just do the shout outs. And I want you to take the floor, tell people what they should be watching, everything UK, Rev Pro, anything that you need to tell them, promotional, GWP, group chat. You see the stuff in the background. Anything you need to promote, the floor will be yours. As far as the questions, let's see if I got some good ones for you. We got this offline, but I'm going to ask you the same first question. Worst name for a wrestling tag team right now? The Swirl, which is
Swirl. It doesn't matter what else.
Mellow don't miss. So the Swirl is top right now, right? All right.
The fucking
whoever thought of those two names just needs to erase both of them from the history immediately. Now, on to the second question. Let's get into this Brandon Cutler stuff. How did you become a fan of Brandon Cutler? The GOAT Brandon Cutler, I may add in. And did you help him move from Cali to Orlando, Florida? Because I seen he was under a struggle moving.
If by help him move, you mean did I find out where he lives and now he has to move for his own safety? No comment. how did I fall head over heels in love with this silly little man? I can answer that with, I always have these nearby with props.
Nice.
Guys, I love
There you
Dungeons and
go.
Dragons. I am a huge
Yeah.
nerd. I'm a gamer. I like video games. I love Dungeons and Dragons. So when I saw there was a wrestler doing a D&D gimmick, I was instantly like, this guy. And then I saw him and I love an underdog more than anything in the world. And one of my favorite feuds of all time was Brandon Cutler versus Peter Avalon on Dark Elevation as to who would get their first win, because neither of them had won. And I love when they can make a loss count as much as a win. And that was when I was like, this is my guy. And it has become a bit of a gimmick, I'll be honest.
It's all right, we love it.
It's something that I'm known for, but I genuinely love the guy. I think he's absolutely incredible. And one day I will see him wrestle and I will cry like him.
Yeah, I don't.
So yeah, Dungeons and Dragons got me into it, and then seeing him.
How many sided dies are those over there that you got?
Everything from 4 to 20.
I'm a little familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. My little cousins used to play that growing up. Like there was a few things, and who else used to play? I don't know. I've came across that a lot of times in my life. That's how I'm familiar with the dice. But the one thing about Brandon Cutler people don't know, it's actually a real good wrestler.
Oh, he's amazing. He's genuinely really fucking good. If you've seen what he's doing now with the new dragon, the blue and black dragon gimmick and everything, he's incredible. The stuff he can do on the ropes is, I don't like this guy just because he's a goofy, fun wrestler. He's also super fun to watch.
I don't know why. A lot of people just seen him from when he came into AEW, look at him like he's the Young Bucks, one of their best friends, etc. And he's like came to the point where he's like the camera goofball over there. But he's actually really good. I'm sure he helps him with a lot of stuff behind scenes too. So where
definitely. I need it to be a story where they can't pay him, so they have to carry his bags.
And maybe he gets out the group and actually can get showcased a little bit potentially.
Please, just a crumb of Brandon is all I'm asking for, Tony.
For sure.
Come on, Bestie.
We're big fans of Cutler over here as well. I would love to see him. I've seen him come out with a couple different dragon style suits. I've seen him. I mean, he has amazing suits when he's not in the jumpsuits, and they got him doing the stuff in AEW.
His wife is one of the most talented gear makers in the world. She makes most of the Young Bucks gear. She made the mask from scratch. She designed and made it. She's absolutely incredible.
New every day. I appreciate the information. I had no idea who was making any of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Brandon Cutler's wife makes all the Young Bucks gear.
And I wish he would actually get to come out wearing his gear once in a while. So
yeah. Not this fucking tracksuit that turns out, I asked, where did you get it? Where did he get it? Does anyone know? I'll get one custom made. And Brandon himself told me, he was like, yeah, you get them at Walmart. I was like, are you kidding me? You're married to the best gear maker in the world and you're buying your fucking tracksuits at Walmart.
Well,
so
to be fair, one side of him has the best wrestling attire out with the best wrestling designer for gear. And I guess if you're going to go to the other side, why not just go to the bottom of the barrel? I said, give me a jumpsuit from Walmart. It is what it is. It is what it is. Pretty crazy, but I'm with you. I'm probably not the Cutler fan. You are. I feel like you need it.
No one is. I don't think he's.
But he needs to acknowledge you as the #1 Cutler fan. Like you need that acknowledgement.
He did come on Twitter to wish me a happy birthday, specifically to tag me and say happy birthday, and I have not shut the fuck up about it since.
We need more.
I've been insufferable.
It's a start.
He does follow me. I think that's to know where I am at all times. Make sure you
ain't hunting him down.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not in the walls or anything. I can't know.
If you're ever in the walls, they'll call me. We'll do an interview. That'd be good.
That'd be good.
You want anything you want to add in on Cutler before we go to the next question? Well, shout out to Brandon Cutler. No. We hope that you do get a push one day and you get to wear your actual wrestling attire and win a match. Maybe we get to see another match with Avalon one day. I wouldn't be opposed to that for sure. Now,
Yeah,
this fourth one
I would love that.
is actually, excuse me, this third one. I This is probably quick. You could give me your best and worst moment at any live event you've been to. It doesn't have to be wrestling, so it could have been a soccer game, anything.
Easy. Seeing Bryan Danielson win the world
Shit.
title at Wembley in 2024. I had dreamed of being part of a yes chant. And I thought I would never get the chance. And then, yes. And I did it, and I saw it. People around me were crying as we were leaving the venue. We were singing our final countdown. I was wearing a Bryan Danielson flag as a cape. It was magic. That is the best. That, or when I was a little kid, and my dad took me to a WWF house show, and Bret
Holy
Hart
shit,
gave me
you
a
was
title.
one of those kids that got the glasses? Oh,
I wasn't even meant to be there. I was sitting at the back. I scammed my way down the front, kicked a lot of toddlers out the way, looked like I belonged long enough to get the
you know
glasses, and I scurried off to the back, crying.
where
I still
funny
have them.
part about that story is you were meant to get them. That's why you went down there. That's how you didn't know it. You didn't know it.
Yeah.
But you was
Oh, I did. That's why I went. I deliberately went to try and scam my way into a pair of glasses. I was wearing my Bret Hart t-shirt that was big enough to be a
well,
dress.
listen, that's something y'all never forget for
I
sure.
still have. And worst. Fuck. I don't know that I have a worst. Oh shit! I thought of another one. I was part of a Sandman entrance once. That was good. Okay, no worst. I was there a night. A little kid got knocked over in the crowd, and everyone was like, "Oh shit!" But then it was amazing because Will Ospreay stopped the show, brought the little kid in the ring, and cheered him right up. So no, I don't have a worst. I don't have a bad experience.
Bad experience being
sorry.
Kid got hit. It turned into a good experience, but
Yeah.
I guess technically the part when he got hit would be your one and only bad experience, and that's really not even that bad. I've heard some terrible stuff people have went through. Now the fourth one, this is gonna be a 3-part question. Not even sure if that exists, but that's what we're gonna do here. So favorite movie, this is all time, or you could do now. Favorite movie now, whatever you choose. Favorite TV show and favorite musician.
Okay. Musician
No,
it doesn't have to be a
not at
single
all.
person. Okay.
Nice.
Musician Metallica. It's tempting to say Guns N' Roses, but I'll go with Metallica. TV show. This is so hard. I love sci-fi. Fuck it, I'm going with Red Dwarf. It's a British sci-fi comedy that most people won't have heard of, but it's amazing. Film. Can I
Absolutely.
pick a trilogy of films? Can I have the Lord of the Rings
there with
trilogy?
you. That's in my top 3. So that
Lord of the
would you
Rings,
say
yeah.
Red Dwarf as a TV show?
Red Dwarf. It's an old British sci-fi sitcom.
Well,
It's
I'm
funny as
gonna
fuck.
be.
I rip them off
Well,
all the time for jokes. So no, don't go and watch it because then
Don't
you'll see
worry.
that I'm stealing
It'll
after
be our
my
little secret. Because I definitely feel like I gotta check it out. When you name Lord of the Rings, I feel like we're in like the same type of. Remember I was talking about gods and Vikings. It's like fantasy, sci-fi is what I watch.
Yeah, love a bit of fantasy. Love a bit. I nearly said The Expanse for TV show, but Firefly actually is my other. But yeah,
I like it.
There we go.
If you could make one, this is gonna be question 5. If you could make one trade between any promotion, this could be a faction, a tag team, one wrestler. What trade are you making to bring to AEW or to any company in general?
We'll go with AEW. I want
My
Bianca
favorite
Belair
women's wrestler
from WWE. Yeah, I think she's absolutely incredible. And I will trade. Who can I trade? I'm trying to think of somebody I would be. There's no one I'm willing to get rid of. Somebody who might already
to be
leaving.
fair, it doesn't have to be a women's wrestler you trade for. You can just open canvas.
Okay, in that case, they can have. I don't know. Shit! This is really, really hard. Somebody new that I haven't had a chance to get attached to yet. I don't fucking know. One of the random security guards. Oh, Aaron Solo. We haven't seen him on
Fair to
TV in
say.
ages. We can have him.
I guess me personally,
Okay.
for Bianca Belair, I'd probably give you Private Party and Jericho. I know.
I mean, they can
Yeah,
have. Yeah, I
so
would. I just don't want to give anybody
but
away. I
honestly,
like
for Bianca
everybody.
Belair, I'd have to really look at that roster because there's probably a lot of them I'd be willing to send for Bianca Belair. So that's just me.
I
You
think she's
see Bianca
incredible.
right here.
I think she's the best wrestler in WWE. Like,
Yeah,
she's my
me too,
favorite in
hands
WWE
down. Even over the
at
men's
the moment.
roster,
Yeah.
she's my favorite.
Yeah.
I think my top three, two of them is women. Stephanie Vac is definitely in my top three. Other than that, I
Yeah.
still like Penta and Cody. So those are probably my.
I love Cody. Cody's my number two.
Cody's amazing. Gets a lot of heat he don't deserve, but then he gets some he does. Some of it
No,
he
he
does.
doesn't. Sometimes, yeah, he's a bit of a carny piece of shit, but that's Cody. That's what makes him special, and he deserves a lot more credit than people give him for AEW.
100%.
He really
A
does.
lot of those deals in the beginning don't happen without Cody. He was the face of their, like, not meaning like behind scenes business, but when it comes to, say, there are 4 or 5 guys that came in the beginning, he's the front runner that was doing meetings. He got the name, so without that stuff, that a lot of this AEW stuff doesn't happen. So I completely agree. Now, on to this one. We're gonna X out 3 teams.
Okay.
Because I feel like the first 5 to 10 I did, people just all naming the same things. It's not fun. So, best faction, or you can go with your favorite. This doesn't have to be based on any type of merit. This is your opinions, right? Best faction in wrestling history, but we're not using NWO, we're not using DX, and we're not using Bullet Club. So those 3. Bullet
I
Club
can't
had
have
went
Bullet
to the
Club.
big leagues now. It's like, nope, get them out of there. So, everybody was naming it. So get them out of there.
Okay. You give me yours while I think.
Because this is why I did that. Because I would have named NWO or Bullet Club would be definitely my 1 and 2, and then DX would be my 3. And most people have like at least a couple of them in their top groups.
Yeah.
My top.
Actually, I've got mine. Go on, you go first. See if we've got the same one.
I'm gonna have to dig deep here. I never thought about answering my own question here, but I guess if I gotta name a group, I would name the Elite. Yes.
That's mine. The Elite. It's the fucking Elite. The most important, whether they're your favorite or the best or whatever, they're the most important.
And I think sometimes when I say no Bullet Club, people get confused and think they can't name the Elite, but they.
Yeah. The Elite were technically originally the Elite of Bullet Club, but now they're not. So I think we should be allowed to have them.
1000% agree.
And I'm having the Golden Elite because I'm putting Ibushi
So
in there as
listen,
well.
I like Ibushi too. I feel like he's like a cousin to it anyways. He's there. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Now, name me 3 podcasts that you hate. Podcasts that you hate listening to.
I don't listen to any that I
clips
hate.
you came across. Or tell me, make it better. Name me your 3 favorite to listen to.
Okay, well, I can name you 3 that I don't like. They're just not ones that I regularly listen to. I don't like Cornette. I think he's a twat. I don't like Bischoff. Again, I think he's a grifting, whiny little bitch. And I don't like Group Chat Wrestling Podcast because they dub over me saying Brandon Cutler with Pentacle. Fucking.
I can't agree with the
guys.
3rd one, but I agree. I agree with the other ones. So.
I'm not a host. I'm a hostage. Send help.
All right, now we'll go on current right now, so you don't got to dig through, your memory of wrestling. Who's the most current? And this is open canvas again. This could be male, female, whatever you like. Most overrated wrestler right now, any company, and most underrated, any company.
Overrated is Logan Paul. Absolutely, without question. No, I didn't even think about that. He's, when he hasn't had time to rehearse and things, and no, overrated is absolutely Logan Paul. I usually shy away from saying bad things about individual wrestlers, but no, he can fucking do one. Underrated. I've already said Penelope Ford. Attempt to go Robbie X, but he's actually Bullet Club now. I think he's getting the attention.
Robbie X
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna
fire
go Robbie
though.
X.
I wasn't familiar with him now, but
He's
yeah,
War Dogs now.
did he?
It's Bullet Club War Dogs.
Was he in
He's finally getting the
CMDK
recognition
before?
he
Is
deserves.
that the?
He would now. No, they offered him and he turned it down.
Yeah.
He turned it down
So
and
the
joined
match I seen.
Bullet Club instead. Yeah, but he's top 10 in the world.
Well, I
Easily.
definitely got to get more familiar with Robbie X.
Absolutely
I've seen him. I've seen a few of his matches, but I need to definitely get more familiar with him for sure. Now,
yeah, if I hadn't already talked about her, I would say Penelope
listen,
Ford.
me and you are in right here. I've been begging for. I hope they're the first women's tag champs if they do decide to bring those titles out, because I feel like they have the best look and representation for a tag team if they're doing a women's tag team division. So
you have to name yours
for sure
as well. Come on, don't distract.
Most overrated for me. Well, I guess I go most underrated. No,
you have to do both.
I'm gonna do
Come
both,
on,
but I guess
both.
I'll go underrated first.
Oh,
and this is gonna sound crazy, but I feel like on a global, like a worldwide, more like bigger demographics, this guy is super underrated. But I know amongst the AEW fan base, he's loved. But I'm gonna go Hangman Page. I think he's probably the most underrated wrestler in the world right now. Especially if you like, for the people that don't watch AEW, people are not realizing how good that guy is. When I go, and this is messed up to say, but when I'm saying overrated, I'm gonna have to pick. Actually, you know what? Yeah, it has to be someone in WWE. Reason being is they're the biggest company in the world, so which is probably why you picked Logan Paul, right? Now, my most overrated person, I feel like a bunch of the people you name it, people are gonna go batshit on, so it doesn't really matter. But
go on, Ben.
I'm not worried about that. But I would say most overrated is probably it. It could just be because I'm not into what he's doing personally, but I'm gonna say Solo Sikoa. I just don't see what other people are looking at with him. Like I see it in Fatu, and I guess would it be easy to say Roman Reigns because I feel like that, it is what it is with that, but he does bring in a lot of viewers. But I feel like Solo got pushed way too. He got forced on me, and that's just, I don't know. It's kind of like I look at him not the same as like, but it's like my opinion on him is like Yuta. Like I'm gonna boo you out the building. You don't want me in the background when you're coming out. So I would say Solo Sikoa most overrated, most underrated, Hangman Adam Page. And if I had to dig under that, I'm gonna say Michael Oku because I don't think people are familiar, and that's underrated. I don't think people are familiar with his game yet, and I think eventually.
Agreed. Yeah, Oku's the best independent wrestler in the world. Now wins his side. Yeah.
Now, number 9. And I have a few ideas what this would be, but if AEW never existed, do you think you'd be watching a wrestling company right now? Which promotion do you think it would be?
Yes, I would. The British Indies have always had my heart. Back in the FWA days, I've been watching
even
since
when
the
you
90s.
stopped WWE, you never stopped.
That's how long. I drifted away a little bit. I wasn't as into it. It wasn't when I was a kid. It wasn't easy to watch things like that. You had to get tapes. So I did. There was a time when I wasn't watching, but once the internet was showing a lot of wrestling, I'd be watching the indies. I'd be at a TNT, Progress, Rev Pro, UPW, North, Eve, so many, and Stardom. I'd be absolutely into Stardom.
Absolutely. Now, we got one last question for you and one bonus question, and then I want you to promote the shit out of anything you want to promote. Take as long as you need. This is your sleep.
Okay.
We're worrying about. I'm not worried. So this one, we talked about this a little bit. I feel like it was actually, excuse me. Pull this up. All right. So we do have one more thing after this because I want you to tell us who your wrestler is of the year. I want to make sure I keep that mental note to ask you that. But one last three-part question, which will be pretty much the last out the 10 before we get into the rest of the year. How long have you been a wrestling fan? You may have answered this a little bit earlier. Who or what inspired you to become a wrestling fan? And the same with podcasting.
Okay. I've been a wrestling fan since I was so young. I was in single digits. I was a little kid. I was a wrestling fan when I used to see the boys playing wrestling in the playground at primary school, like when we were 7 years old. And when they told me I wasn't allowed to be one of the boys, I had to be Sensational Sherry and carry someone's jacket. I sprayed him in the face with Impulse body spray. I said, and from then on, I was allowed to be Marty Jannetty. So I've been into it ever since I was a little kid,
Nice.
my whole life. The one that really inspired me was there were two. There was
Nice.
Mr. Perfect, who I loved. The only heel I have ever truly loved was Mr. Perfect. And the one that made me absolutely fall in love was Alundra Blaze. When I saw that a woman
Throwback.
could wrestle, I was like, oh my God, holy shit. Yeah. And podcasting, I said it as a joke on Twitter once. I said, you should invite, people should have me on their podcast. I will ruin it. And the group chat guys said, come and be a guest for one episode. So I went and did an episode. And they said, yeah, come on then. You can join. Why not? Fuck it.
They seen gold and they moved on it quick.
Yeah. Well, ever since they needed a sensible person on the podcast. I think I fulfill the role of parole officer mostly.
Yeah,
babysitter.
I hear you on that. You mentioned a name that brought me back something crazy, so I can't skip by this. You said Marty Jannetty. I know you remember the super kick through the beefcake, the beefcake barbershop window. Like,
it was not a super kick through the window. It was a super kick. Then he threw it. This is the Mandela
there
effect.
You go. The super kick, and then I remember it as a kid of him super kicking him and him going through glass. But you're right.
Yeah, I remember he kicked him through the window. Nope, apparently he didn't. He kicked him and he then threw him through the window. Oh, as Bobby Heenan put it, he leapt through the window to escape.
Leapt through the window to escape.
Sure.
And the guy that ran through the wall in WCW was tripping on purpose.
The Shockmaster. That was incredible. Have you ever seen the Edge and Christian show where they had him redo the entrance and he got to do it right? It was amazing. It's amazing.
I missed the Edge and Christian show. I used to catch episodes, I believe, in the WWE Network, like before, and one day it just was gone.
Yeah, do you know that Christian was kayfabe in love with Jack Perry's dad?
No, I did not know this. Luke Perry.
There's Juicy Law as part of their story.
Holy shit! Yeah. Holy shit!
I think that's where his whole dad thing comes from. He was in love with Luke Perry. With Luke Perry.
That's actually that's funny. My mother, I think, was in love with Luke Perry when I was a kid. I hated that show, 90210. He was like the rebellious one. Yeah. I think he was the one that like smoked and stuff like that when they was all good kids. I guess.
Well, they had him on the show probably before Jack was even born. And Christian fell in love, and then years later he fucked over his son.
Yo, that's actually pretty hilarious. Now, let me ask you one more serious question, and then I feel like it's a funny question, and then we're gonna get into anything you need to promote. Okay. So this one, I feel like it's super. This wasn't even part of the questions, but you brought it up earlier. There's no way I can avoid having to hear about this. Who is your wrestler of the year? And what made you get to that point? You can name a top 3 if you like, because I know there may be someone else you may want to mention in there. But let us know your top 3 wrestlers of the year at this point. Or these don't got to be men either. It could be, male, female.
Oh, they won't be. My top 3 are Mercedes, because fucking obviously.
Out in the world.
It just is. She's doing incredible things at the moment for wrestling. Number 2 is Hangman. Just the arc he's gone through. But number 1 is going to be controversial. It's Jon Moxley. Not because of what he has done necessarily himself, but for what he's done for other people. Swerve, Osprey, Hangman,
Yeah.
Yuta, Brian, all the big things, they all revolve around Mox, and he elevates everyone that he's associated with. He, in character, he said he wanted to make people step up and become the best they could be to take him out, and they did that in real life as well.
Yeah.
He brought the best out. And that moment where Hangman lifted the belt out of the briefcase, it was
showed the
phenomenal.
best title in any wrestling company. That title. Yeah.
Oh, she's a sexy bitch,
I
isn't
was
she? That
praying
title.
there wasn't no
Fucking
changes
hell.
when it came out. It's like just leave it in there when you pull it out.
I was like, oh God, if they open it and it's fucking Yuta's Lunchables or some bullshit instead. But no, it wasn't. It was her.
Yeah, she was back, and it was glorious. Last funny question. Does Ricochet really rotate the Tetris square? The fans want to know.
No, certainly not. I would never suggest such a thing. Certainly not in sign form. He declared that he would never play such a lame game as Tetris, which I think is a bit unfair because I think Tetris is
one of
an
the best
amazing
games
game.
ever created, in my opinion.
It is. Thank you. Right, it has everything. But yeah, I will go on record now as apologising. I said some things I probably shouldn't have said. I claimed that Ricochet rotated the square in Tetris, and that was wrong. I'd like to set the record straight and apologise to anyone who I hurt with my thoughtless words. And I'll be more careful.
Big shout out.
He so fucking rotates the Tetris square.
All right, well, off of him possibly rotating the Tetris square or trying to figure out how it rotates, I would like for you to give any shout outs you like, promote anything you need, specifically, maybe the hat on your head or any shows, and also let people know what they should be watching over in the UK, because it's not just over here. Let them know
I am the
promotions, wrestlers, everything.
Yep. I am the indie pimp, and it's a job I take very seriously. First of all, beautiful hat that I'm wearing was given to me by the wife of Andy, one of my co-hosts on the Group Chat Wrestling podcast, which you can find anywhere you cast your pods. I don't. Is there a term for that? It's a bunch of delinquents, idiots, yobbo boys, and me suffering weekly for your entertainment. We do have the occasional guest, but usually it's just us talking bollocks and shitting on the Fed. So if you like that, come along. You can follow me on Twitter. Don't. That's a terrible decision, but you can if you want to. It's on the bottom. Look at it scrolling across the bottom. You're so professional. And the things you should be watching: Pro Wrestling Eve is number one. All women's promotion based in London at the moment. Absolutely killing it. Will Ospreay is one of the promoters and coaches for that. He's often there scurrying around ringside, taking people's donuts. Ospreay took the last Krispy Kreme. Progress and Rev Pro are the big two that you should be watching. I've already showed this off, but I'll do it again. Rev Pro t-shirt. I do a little bit of work for Progress. I do press for them on occasion. They are absolutely incredible. UPW, based in Yeovil, Weymouth. Simon Miller is their champion, so you should, and he's a heel there. He's a bad lad. You should check that out. That's my other favourite. North, if you're up in the north of England, they are absolutely amazing. And the one I'm going to talk most about is TNT, based in Liverpool. They're the ones we actually work for. We do the Barbed Wire preview show. That will be coming up soon. We'll be doing an episode before Effie's Big Gay Brunch at the end of September. So if you're in Liverpool, come along and get your ass over to England.
Get out there soon. I promise you that.
And come to a show. It's
a
lot of fun. A lot of fun. So yeah, TNT is my. I think that's about it. And
you definitely get a shot.
Obviously. Go and see him on Instagram now. He's a sexy dragon again. It's well worth checking out. Oh, and Mystery Wrestling. Can I say people should all be watching that? It's a Canadian thing that Eva Luno owns and books. It's absolutely amazing. That's my other.
I did catch a few of those. I think I might just caught a couple of matches that people had put to Twitter, or we should say X. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I see.
They've just done the longest wrestling match of all time, and they were raising money for charity.
Wasn't like a day?
Absolutely brilliant.
With Stu Grayson. How?
Yeah.
Like, how?
Yeah, full day. Uno was on commentary the whole
time. How is this even possible? Stu Grayson's amazing.
Because wrestlers are all fucking insane. They're demented.
You got to be a menace to even whoever. I don't know what's worse. The two people that decided they was willing to do the match, or the person who came up with the idea to do this match. I'm not like, did they sleep halfway through it and wake back up and then get back to wrestling? Like how?
It was multiple people. Like we're tagging in and out. There was quite a few
It's
people.
all right.
Sorry, my dog is
It's
growling
all
at a hedgehog outside at the moment. There's a fat hedgehog that bullies her when she goes outside.
It's okay.
Come on, Pepper,
It's okay.
come here. It's not gonna.
He knows he's trying to rush you off. We just have the shout outs to do. Anytime you're done, you let me know. But your dog.
I am done. That is it. And thank you to you. Everyone should watch your show.
Everybody should watch this show. In
Yeah.
case you guys are listening to this on audio, make sure you follow at Lucy is just Lucy. Everything spelled regular. That's on X or Twitter, whatever you call it. And GWP. I'm gonna spell it out because it's GW Podcast, but there's only one P there. So GWPodcastUK. That's at Twitter or X, whatever you prefer. I do want to shout out GW Podcast. That's the group chat podcast. You see everything in the background. You see the hat with Miss Lucy right there. Don't believe everything she's saying. They're great people over there. Make sure you go listen to them. Now, we do also want to shout out Cody and Brandy Rhodes, proving that wrestling has more than one royal family. They just had another baby. Did you see that?
There's a new princess, isn't there? Yeah.
Yes, Cody spilled the beans on accident. We're not mad. He did that on purpose. Cody is a genius. He knew what he was doing. He gave you he wanted to be the first one to tell you, so he let it out there before it got out there. We do also want to shout out DDP for having a hospital scare. It looks like he's back in good health. I seen him stretching on the bed, so it looks like he just maybe needs he messed up and didn't monitor his heart, which he should have been doing, and he promises he'll never do that again. But shout out for him. Hopefully everything goes well with him. I do want to shout out John Cena for his retirement run. It's gonna suck to see you go, but it was great to see you here. Bye, Cena. And let's shout out AEW. I know you want to give them a shout out, so let's give them a big shout out for bringing back a lot of wrestling fans that abandoned wrestling. We're always going to be here with you. And I also want to shout out Prince Nana for you see the QR code down below. I am a Prince Nana Coffee affiliate. Anything you purchase with that QR code sends 10% back to the podcast. We do appreciate that. And I want to shout out more importantly than anyone, Lucy, for her great takes, her wrestling knowledge, and for being so amazing. So make sure you keep it going. Don't let nobody tell you you're not great, because you are. And
they tell me all the time, and I haven't
anytime you want to jump on the show, anytime you need me for anything, let me know. I am there for you, Lucy, 100%.
You shouldn't say that. The group chat guys said that, and they can't get fucking rid of me. It's like herpes. When you think I'm gone,
anytime. And it was once again, it was a great pleasure having you. This episode will drop tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's my time. I'm going to tag you. I'm going to blast it. It's all right. Y'all wake up to it. Boom.
We are 5 hours behind. No, we're 5 hours ahead. Sorry, shit. I won't be in bed. I lied to you. It'll be like 3 o'clock.
You'll see it when it drops. And do you have anything you want to say before you go?
Right. I have not. I think I've said more than enough. Everyone knows I love the sound of my own voice. We broke the record,
right? The longest one I did was 1 hour and 30 minutes. We beat it by an hour. And every second after that was amazing.
It is not. You have done one for 2 hours. You've done a 2-hour episode.
Not with it, just me interviewing or talking. I've been on ones that was crazy long, but the longest Feature Friday I did, I believe, was 1 hour and 30 minutes, maybe. Might have got close to 2 hours.
Yeah, this is going to be atrocious numbers. The longer they are, the worse episodes do.
Doesn't matter.
So
I'll clip it, and we'll have fun with the shorts. They'll get all the good parts that they need to see. And you make sure you have a blessed day out there in the UK. I will see you soon out there. I promise.
Yes. Come on.
I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.